And what's good, everyone? Glad to have you guys back in. Happy Tuesday night. Welcome back into Behind Eric Basketball tonight. Covering play-by-play in the NBA. It's the Boston Celtics on their home court as they are 36 and 27 this season. 2011 on their home court. Currently 6th in the Eastern Conferences. Celtics hosting the Atlanta Hawks. 2 games below 500 for Atlanta, 29 and 31, 11 and 18 on the road. Currently the last place team in the play-in at number 10 in the Eastern Conference. If you guys enjoy the stream tonight, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe, and thanks so much all for joining in. Once again here, Afrey and Johnny, Tyler, and Woody, glad to have you guys back in once again for this one here. And the Celtics red hot, winning the last 11 out of 13, but hitting a gaff there last game. Got crushed against Indiana, 128-107, trying to bounce back on the right track tonight for the Celtics. And Atlanta coming off a huge victory over Toronto, 127-100 on Saturday. Got one more day of rest. Trae Young, big game, 41 points. 17-24 from the floor. Hawks do lead the series between the Celtics this season, 2-1 in favor of Atlanta. This will be the final game of the 4-game series between Atlanta and Boston. Celtics coming off the last game of victory over the Hawks back on February 13th, 105-95. As the defense has come a long way for Boston. Specifically, inside defense, they're number one right now in all of the NBA for the Celtics. Perimeter defense has been shaky. They gave up 17 threes to the Pacers on Sunday. Indiana shot the ball 51.5% from downtown, but man, their defense inside has been something special lately. What's good, Vegas? Welcome back in, man. Glad to have you guys back in once again. One game going down in the NBA. Currently, Wizards lead the Pistons 27-23. A lot of college basketball games going on as well. We'll keep you guys posted throughout the night. A bunch of games going on as Kentucky leads Ole Miss 30-23. Villanova's beating Providence 40-26. Providence had already won the Big East regular season championship. I wish I could have streamed that one. I actually don't have the channel for that one. I only get ESPN2 on my Sling package, so I think that one's through Fox Sports 1 tonight. But yeah, Providence already had the conference wrapped up, so they're going in as the 1 seed. So yeah, basically, I think they had a key player missing today too. So I think there were like going less minutes than the main players, resting them up for the actual like Big East tournament game. But yeah, unfortunately, that they already won the conference regular season, but the game that's like the most meaningful that could like help determine how you do was put in last, where it didn't matter. It's shocking there because you would have thought going into the season that Providence would have played for seeding instead of being the number 1 team in the conference, which is a rarity there. What's good, Vaughn? Welcome in. Oh boy, you got blocked on Twitter there. Yikes. Yeah, it doesn't shock me for that league. I think you want to stay away from that league specifically. Ohio State playing close against Nebraska in the first half, 28-25. Also Tennessee playing close against Georgia, 49-44. We'll keep you updated. A ton of scores throughout basketball tonight. Hit me up in the chat who you got in this one. Hawks or Celtics. Atlanta been struggling on the road. Just 11 and 18 on road games this season. All depends on if the Celtics can stop the 3 balls. That's been Boston's Achilles heel defensively. They're the best team in the NBA defending the interior. And if they come out with authority and be able to match the physicality level right off the tip, then I think this one goes to the Celtics tonight in this matchup. So I think the telling start of this game, that's really telling in this type of matchup. Because when I covered the Celtics, I think it was last week against Brooklyn, you could tell right off the bat that they just had it right in that game. Yeah, I didn't expect Providence to be a 2 seed at all. I've seen the range between some of the brackets had them 2, some of them even had them as low as a 5, which was just crazy. Like how in the world that happens. But yeah, I've seen a lot of ranges between 2 and 4 for like the majority. What's good? Generate Fish, welcome to the stream here, man. Hopefully big night for the Celtics. Celtics coming in 6.5 point favorites. Everybody's healthy. Hawks without 2 of their players. John Collins and Lou Williams both out tonight. So yeah, I think we're gonna tip off in around 10 minutes from now. I think these tip-off games for like Tuesday night keep on getting like later and later. Paul, welcome in, man. Yeah, it's just unfortunate there, brother. It's terrible. Yeah, so the Major League Baseball just couldn't reach an agreement today. So they have to go back tomorrow and figure things out once again. And now it's led to the cancellation of games. So they started canceling. They canceled the first 2 series games to the season. So I think that's around like 6-7 games they canceled. I've got Boston in this one. Boston's a 6.5-point favorite. I've got Celtics for my prediction by 8 in this game tonight. My prediction's 113-105. Yeah, I think it'd be more closer if John Collins was out there playing. The Celtics are fully healthy. I think they're going to bounce back. Celtics suffered a big loss against Indiana off of a back-to-back on Sunday. That's not the Celtics team that's been playing lately. Boston have been pretty good on back-to-backs like earlier in the year, and then they're starting to get slowed down in the back-to-backs right now. What's good, Bradley? Welcome back in, man. Yeah, they probably blocked the word in their chat, so whoever says that word, they just probably take out whoever does that in there. So Celtics have their full starting 5 healthy tonight for this matchup. Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Robert Williams. 2 players listed out for the Hawks. That's John Collins and Lou Williams. So it's going to be Trae Young, Kevin Huerter, DeAndre Hunter, Danilo Gallinari, Clint Capella. What's good, Jameson? Welcome to the stream, man. Yeah, Celtics doing really well lately. And it's actually been cold where I am. I woke up to like 10-degree temperatures in the morning past 2 days. Yeah, it's been quite cold, and now we're at the start of March. March is always a great month. Things hopefully going to start to turn the corner. Tomorrow's supposed to be 45, so that's good. Because tomorrow will be outside a lot. I saw it's supposed to be, I think, like 60, but raining. I think that's on Monday. I think we're supposed to get like more snow like later in the week. I heard like Sunday night it's supposed to get some more snow. It's been crazy though. We had a couple of days that were 60 a few weeks ago, and then the next day we followed up with like 15, 10-degree temperatures. Yes, I think TCU is going to take one of those against Kansas. So TCU plays back-to-back games against Kansas. I think tonight's the most reasonable one. For TCU, they're right on the bubble. If they take one of those, they should be a lock to get into the tournament if TCU takes one of those against Kansas, which I think tonight's the best bet to do so because they're home. And then I've got Arizona in that game. I think that was a 4.5-point line. I've got Arizona. I take Arizona by more. Probably like 7 or 8. I think Arizona is going to bounce back big tonight because they had lost at Colorado on Saturday. That's not the offense that we've seen all season for Arizona. Colorado, their arena is over 1,000 feet up above sea level, and that's a tough place to play. And now Arizona goes back to ground level for them. And USC. USC and Providence are the 2 luckiest teams this season, but the thing for Providence is that they're stacked with seniors and they know how to win games late. USC I'm not really convinced about because they have some games that they almost lost against that they have very little margin of error. If they lose those, if they play that type of game in the tournament, I don't think there's any way that they win because they had a game a couple weeks ago against Pacific that they almost lost against Pacific. They were trailing throughout most of that game. Yo, Ohio State. In my opinion, I've got Ohio State knocked out in the first round. They, they're just not balanced at all. They rely on EJ Liddell, and their second best player is a freshman guard, Malachi Branham. They're right now they're trailing against Nebraska 35-32. Nebraska's been one of the worst teams as far as a Power 5 school this year. I mean, they just lost to Maryland on Sunday. I I think if they get that, it's not going to look good if they pull like a South Dakota State or a North Texas in the bracket, because they're probably going to be like a 5 or a 6 seed. I see 12-5 upset written all over them once again. I actually don't have CBSSN where I am. I have regular CBS, but not the CBS Sports Network. Because yeah, CBS Sports Network carries some of the games for the Big East. It does like a bunch of Mountain West games, and it does. I know it does the Conference USA tournament. It does. That's going to be a really good tournament. I like North Texas out of that bracket. Things are going to get interesting though if North Texas happens to lose in the conference tournament, because then UAB I think would have the second best odds to get in there, but I think North Texas would still be an at-large. What's good, Lysandro? Welcome in. I'm not sure how the women are doing for BC. The men's team though, they're far away from the tournament though, for the men's team. Yeah, the ACC's had a down season. It's not many ACC teams are in the tournament. Duke's probably going to get a 2 seed, and then after that, the number 2 team in the ACC is Notre Dame, and at best, Notre Dame's going to be like an 8 or 9 seed, most likely. Duke, Notre Dame, Miami, Wake Forest. Actually, Miami right now is on the bubble, because if they keep on losing, they might not be in. I think someone else could win that conference. Some team that I just didn't mention between Duke, Wake Forest, Notre Dame, and Miami. And North Carolina is on the bubble right now. They are square on the bubble, like playing game 11-12 seed all over them. What's good, Ben, Matt, Bill? Welcome to the stream here, guys, as we're going to tip off in a couple moments from now. Celtics fully healthy for this matchup. Hawks without 2 of their players, John Collins, Lou Williams, listed out tonight. Boston coming in 6.5-point favorites at home and looking to bounce back in a big way after suffering a massive loss at the hands of the Pacers on Sunday, 128-107. Celtics have to learn here, stop the 3-ball. Pacers made 17 threes on Sunday, and Boston has been solid. Their go-to with the interior defense, it sparked 11 out of 11 victories out of the last 13. And the Hawks have struggled on the road, just 11-18, but playing with a ton of purpose here is they're number 10 in the East. I'm going to go Loyola Chicago. Yeah, I think Loyola Chicago is going to knock off Northern Iowa in the semifinal, and then it will set up Drake in the Valley Championship, but I think the Ramblers going to take that. Hey, there we go. Best of luck to Bill tonight, going for the Robert Williams double-double again. Got it the last time, also going for Marcus Smart, 5.5 assists and over. Bradley taking the Celtics with a pretty big score, 123-115. Yeah, if the Hawks can hit their threes, because the Hawks have struggled offensively, they could put up more points. It could force like a shootout type of game here. All depends, but the Celtics defense has been really good. They gave up 127, though, to the Pacers, but that was on the back-to-back. Yeah, BC just got a new head coach in, so it's not the coach right now. That's the problem. They did have a big win against Notre Dame early in the season. I think right now it's just trying to get like quality players into the program, because like the Northeast for college hoops is not really like an appetizing like big recruiting area to go into, because this area is more known for professional sports. And also, I think player retainment is big. So if they can get players into the program and just keep on retaining them, because they've had constant players transfer out to other like programs or so, like bigger schools, like Big Ten, Big East, ACC schools, or they are in the ACC, but like other ACC teams they transfer to, or like even I think there was someone who transferred from like the Pac-12 too, that previously played for them. Yeah, big key in this game for the Hawks is if they have a chance here if Trey does get cooking. The Celtics have struggled defending the three, much better at the 2-point defense. That's where they've been the best of the NBA this year. What's good, Raymond? Welcome to Streamer, man. Dude, early on, Sixers just have been balling out. It's been... I didn't think they'd catch on that fast. They're putting up like crazy points, like 125 plus lately. But Embiid right now, he looks like he's MVP at the moment. And James Harden is back to his old self, putting up massive numbers. Like triple-double machine right now. So we're going to tip off in just a moment. Celtics, white uniforms, green numbers, green letters. Atlanta goes in the black uniforms, yellow numbers, yellow letters, red outline, red stripes down the pants. And the uniform as we are underway. Celtics control the tip first. It is Robert Williams, Al Horford, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Marcus Smart, the starting five for the Celtics. Quick jumper. Good to start things off for Boston, as that is a deep two. And that is Jaylen Brown who connects on it. Ron, welcome back on the stream from Northern Maine. Glad to have you guys back in once again. 30 seconds into it. Hawks with the ball. Top of the key. Trae Young defended by Brown. Crossover. Dribbles up. Drives down the lane. Left hand. Alter by Robert Williams. And the Celtics come up with a defensive rebound with Smart. Shovels it past midcourt to Brown. Brown crossover at the wing, as he will take it inside on Hunter. Floats it up over the top to Robert Williams. And he throws it down with a right-handed flush. I think this one's going to be a W tonight. First minute, how the Celtics come out. They're playing with that physicality, intensity level, feeding off of the Time Lord, as he was a huge impact. First defensive play, second offensive play for number 44 for the Celtics. Altered the first shot, and then went up for the right-handed alley-oop jam. 10:45 left to go in the first. Trey, thinking about a step back, moves it on top. Deep range three. Gallinari off the mark, no good. Offensive rebound controlled by Capella. Hook shot in the key, no good. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Capella, and it's going to be Boston ball. Yeah, I was looking at that. I thought that Providence could have kept it close. I didn't realize until they started their game that they're missing a key player there. Villanova's up by... Oh, you still have a chance, though, actually. Villanova's up by 8, 46-38, with under 15 left to go. Yeah, they were down by double digits a couple minutes ago. But Providence isn't really like playing for anything because they already wrapped up the number 1 seed. What's good, Jordan? Welcome in from Louisville. Thanks so much for joining in, man. Hawks with the ball once again. Trey sets up the pass at the top. Gallinari moves it out to Herter. Takes the three. Around the rim and out. Horford comes out with a defensive rebound. Approaching the 2-minute mark into the game. Tatum off a double team. Pass deflected all the way to the backcourt. Celtics will pick it up with Smart. Smart dribbles, drives down the lane, and he had a wide open layup instead, just careless with the basketball as he flings it to the wing and sends it wide of Al Horford out of bounds. That was not a good possession right there by Marcus Smart. Trey dribbles up into the key, and no foul picked up. Al Horford, heavy contact defending Trey, and then Trey landed down at the baseline with a basketball, so that's a turnover. Yeah, I saw that. Michigan's in the first 4 buys. Yeah, they've been in both of them, Lunardi and Palm. Those are the two that I follow a lot for the bracketology stuff. But both of those guys' brackets, they've had Michigan for like the past 3 weeks in the bracket. Like either first 4 out or last 4 in. Like, I don't know how in the world they're in the bracket. I know they've got some quality victories. They destroyed Purdue, but still. All the other teams around them, like SMU, SMU's single-digit losses, as that's a turnover and Jaylen Brown is down. This is not looking good right now. Huge block by Horford. Concern for Jaylen Brown is Hopefully everything's okay. Game clock has to stop. 9:12 left to go. Oh, jeez. He just had his feet just swooped up under him. Goodness. He's still down. So timeout taken here for an injury. That's devastating. Jaylen Brown down in the ground. And first 2 minutes and 48 seconds into the game. Devastating there. Prayers to my man, and just so incredible for the Celtics he has been this season. Got injured earlier, came back, and he was on the verge of trying to make the All-Star break, but didn't make the cut. But right before the All-Star break, when his name wasn't announced, he was proving everybody. He had a massive game where they destroyed the Sixers right before the All-Star break, and that's just devastating if he can't come back tonight. Hopefully it's not too bad, but it doesn't look too great right now. Yeah, it looks potentially like that. It was non-contact. He was going on a crossover inside, but nobody else made contact with him. What's good, Arco in the stream? D Wade, welcome in, man. Vincent, welcome in. Glad to have you guys back in. If you guys are new, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Quick timeout in the game right now. Jaylen Brown went down, and hopefully able to come back into this game. We have 9:12 left to play. I'll keep you guys posted with his update, but hopefully nothing that's too severe. Wizards leading the Pistons 46-43. Raptors up over the Nets 25-18. Kevin Durant yet to return. Kyrie not playing tonight. It's a game at Toronto, so can't play north of the border for Kyrie. And Ben Simmons yet to return yet. And the Brooklyn Nets, if they keep this up, there's about 20 games left in the season. They might not even make it to the playoffs, or they're going to be playing in the play-in. Potentially, if they keep on dropping back, they might even miss if they're the 11 seed. If I heard KD's is supposed to be returning soon, and then for the Nets, who knows about that? What Simmons will do if he's going to follow suit, and then Kyrie's only part-time. Hey, thanks so much, Vincent. Appreciate it, man. My favorites for college basketball. I'm more of like a college basketball fan because that's like bigger where I am. I'm a Providence fan where I am because I'm from the Northeast where I am. So I'm from Massachusetts, but I'm actually closer to Providence than Boston. I also like URI too. I've gone to a ton of games at URI when I was younger, but it's too bad. The program's been struggling lately. When I was younger, I used to like Oregon for football. They got an interesting court design for basketball, but back in like 2012, they used to have like LaMichael James on the team for Oregon football, but they wear like all different uniforms every single game. And that's where like the Nike headquarters is out of Eugene. So we get back to action, 8:45 left to go. Pass inside from Smart to Tatum. Tatum puts it up off the back rim, missed. And the Hawks come up with a defensive rebound. Hopefully the Celtics here are fighting with competitiveness rest of the game because Jaylen Brown's an absolute dog out there. And hopefully they're able to get him back at the corner. Hunter dribbles into the key, puts up a shot, off the mark, missed, and nothing on the scoreboard so far for the Atlanta Hawks as Robert Williams contests that one. Horford drives on Gallinari, puts it up, and too strong off the glass. That should have been two. That just went a little bit too strong, rolled around the rim and out. It's been a brick fest so far. 8 minutes left to go in the first. Trey, step back, 18-footer. And the Hawks are finally on the board. Trae Young, first bucket for Atlanta. The first 4 minutes, Celtics have the ball. Derek White moves it on top to Tatum. Robert Williams with a pick, frees up Tatum, takes the three straight away, zigzag around the rim, and it goes through. So there's a JT now. They're going to say it's a... Okay, so they're going to say it's a 2. Front foot must have been on the line. 7.5 left to go. White deflects it all the way to the backcourt. Trey will pick it up with 12 on the shot clock. Trey dribbles, attacks on the White. Left hand scores. Trae Young got all 4 so far for the Hawks. What's good? Food is medicine. Welcome to the stream. Welcome in from the 508, man. I appreciate it. Glad to have you guys check in wherever you're from. Out in the 508-774. Sean Sam, welcome in. Glad to have you back in here, bud. Yeah, things going pretty well. Celtics missed a shot at the corner. Herter. Bounce pass down low. Capella puts it up. Missed off the mark. And Robert Williams contesting everything right now for the Celtics, making it tough. Celtics come up with a rebound. Tatum at the top. He takes the three. Wide open straight away. Couldn't connect on it, though. RW3 setting the picks for Tatum. Tatum had a great look, but just couldn't knock it down. Bounce pass to the right corner. Hunter, open three, missed off the back rim. Hawks are called from the perimeter, deflected. Marcus Smart now with a defensive rebound. Back to the Celtics. Tatum on the outside. Passes off the roll down. Derek White underneath, scores up and in off the glass. Nice job right there off the cutter. And Herter, quick up the court, will get a bucket. So both of these teams starting to push it right now. Celtics by 2. Marcus Smart ahead of the pack as he lays it up and through. Quick answer right there for the Celtics. Do I think Timmy, best freshman in college basketball? Well, Timmy right now, I believe he's a senior right now for Drew Timmy. But yeah, he's an upperclassman. He's not a freshman now. Horford moves it outside. White spin move down the lane, kick out corner. Smart, nice fling over to Tatum. Tatum now jab step dribbles into the key. He got the ball stripped. Looking for the call, couldn't get it. Herter comes out with a steal. But yeah, for Gonzaga, I think it's all who they play in the bracket. Is Gallinari takes the three in transition and hits it. So it was 10-8 right before that, and they just hit a 3. It's 11-10. Hawks come up with a steal. 5:10 left to go in the first. On the outside, Gallinari has it. Celtics poor possessions. Last 2 they've turned it over. Gallinari launching a prayer, missed off the mark. It's been hero ball for both of these teams right from the start. Tatum on the outside, defended by Gallinari 1-on-1. Tatum crossover, drives right to the paint, scores. Nice job getting it to the cup right there by Tatum. Celtics go up by 1. And we're gonna have a clock stopped here on the court. 4:44 left to go in the first. Second media timeout of the game. Jason Tatum, a nice job going right to the rim right there, just attacking. He's got 4. And then 4 players with 2 points so far for the Celtics. Robert Williams, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, and Derek White. I'll see if there's any updates with Jaylen Brown. Alex, welcome in, man. Glad to have you back in. Right now I'm going Kentucky, Purdue, Arkansas. I think right now, because they are red hot. They look unstoppable. I think Arkansas has Final Four potential. They're being slept on a bunch. And if there's a team from the Big 12, I'm leaning towards Texas Tech right now. I wouldn't count out Baylor, though. Baylor's got just really good culture around that team, despite players getting injured. Just the players rallying around each other. And them being short-handed a couple players, but still managing ways to win. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I remember I think 2 years ago they had like those city uniforms that were like the St. Patrick's Day colors that they had. Hey, thanks so much for the update there, Bill. So Providence climbing right back against Villanova. 51-48, Villanova leading Providence. And Providence without one of their key players tonight in that game. By the way, Nebraska's beating Ohio State right now, 43-39. It's pretty embarrassing for Ohio State. Ohio State just lost against Maryland too, so they're spiraling downwards. Yeah, Providence without Al Durham tonight. So one of their key players they're missing. Wow, they made 11 threes. So update here, we'll go through college scores and then NBA in just a moment. We got Kentucky winning against Ole Miss 44-35. Tennessee beating Georgia. That's a close game, though, 66-60 with under 4 minutes left to play. Villanova's up by 5 over Providence now, 56-51. And Nebraska leads Ohio State 43-39. A couple of games in the NBA, Raptors leading the Nets 30-21. And Wizards up over the Pistons 57-55. Yeah, I saw about that. The first 2 series for Major League Baseball happened to get canceled. That's unfortunate there. Just terrible they haven't been able to do anything just yet. Pass inside off to Tatum. Back from the timeout as he scores. Banks it on a matchup behind the defense. Tatum's up to 6 points of the 14 so far for Boston. Trey floats up the runner. 15-footer. And he will get the quick bucket plus the foul. So Trae Young will head to the free throw line, shoot one. Rob Williams was the one who got the assist for that. Passed it off to Tatum on the last Celtics possession. So Rob Williams so far, 2 points, 2 rebounds, got his first assist of the game. One shot coming up at the line for Trae Young. And the free throw is good, 14 all. Down low underneath, Derek White missed the layup. Gallinari comes out with a defensive rebound. Hawks have it at the elbow. Gallinari moves it outside to Trey. Trey dribbles up. Gives it out to the top of the key. Gallinari passes off to Trey. Young off of a double team defended by Tatum. Rob Williams, 4 on the shot clock. Bounce pass to the corner. Bogdanovich swings it cross court. Herter. Open 3. Catching fire. Missed off the back rim. And it goes back to Boston with a defensive rebound by Smart. Smart will slow it down for the Celtics. 3.5 left to go in the first. Smart at the wing defended by Young. Bounce pass top of the free throw circle. Rob Williams moves it outside to Tatum. Wide open 3. Spots it up. Takes it. And he missed it. Had an open look but just couldn't connect. What's good, Brian? Welcome to the stream here, man. Trey, drive, dump off, down the lane inside. Okongwu gets the bucket and scores. Count it. And 1. So Onyeka Okongwu on the board first time tonight. Second-year player from USC. Trae Young gets the assist. And he's going to head to the free throw line and shoot 1. Interesting there, man. So, Celtics got put on the front page, looks like. But, yeah, the Plus article that they have, that's like the paid articles that they have. Free throw is good. Hawks providing pressure in the backcourt. Celtics able to dribble it past. Aaron Nesmith, first time on the court tonight for Boston. Rob Williams gives it outside of White. Fires away from 3. Missed off the back rim. Offensive rebound. Nice job by Nesmith to come down. Here's another 3. And missed off the front rim by Smart. Hawks come up with the ball. Bogdanovich has it. Turns the corner. Drives on Smart. And gets the layup between Rob Williams and Marcus Smart. That's a hard-fought bucket right there by Bogey. 2.5 left to go. Lob inside. Smart off to Grant Williams and able to score. That's the second time tonight the Celtics have been able to get a bucket right past the defense slipping behind. Trey open three straight away. Missed off the mark, and Nesmith really showing what he's got early on. Comes out with a defensive board. Smart dribbles, attacks. This time tried to take it to the rim, and Smart called on a travel. So that's the fifth turnover by the Celtics. 2 minutes left to play as the Hawks lead by 3. Here's a 3 on its way and missed by Atlanta. Boston comes out with a defensive rebound. Derek White moves it outside to Nesmith. Nesmith dribbles down the lane, floats up one with the right hand, tipped up no good. Rob Williams offensive rebound outside to Smart. Wide open 3, hits it down, and this game's tied up at 19. Offensive rebounds right now are crushing the Hawks. Celtics able to get second chance points off of their second offensive rebound right there. Minute 30 left to go in the first. Bogdanovich at the elbow, lobs it inside, pass deflected, stolen away by Derek White. Nice deflection by Nesmith, getting quality minutes out of him here in the late first. White dribbles into the key, drives, dumps it out to Nesmith. Nesmith underneath, missed the shot, no good. Had a tough look at it from the side. And the Hawks will come up with a basketball with Daylon Wright. Dribbles into traffic. Moves it out over to Hunter. Pass down low, Okongwu. Pump fake and two-handed jam. He throws it down. 1 minute left to go in a gritty physical type of matchup here in the first quarter. Celtics have the ball. Rob Williams at the top. Moves it out to the right wing to Grant Williams. Off to Marcus Smart. Smart lobs it over the top. Rob Williams snags it. White, extra pass fed to Grant Williams. Took the 3, but he couldn't connect on it. Had a great look. It was off a nice no-look pass by Derek White. And now Rob Williams picks up the reach in the backcourt as the clock will stop with 38.6. Not a whole lot of fouls tonight in this game. Celtics just picked up their 4th. And the Hawks have yet to fall so far. Boston going more for the jump shots instead of taking it straight to the rim. And they got to start getting these Hawks into foul trouble if they want to take this one. 35 seconds left to go in the first. And they're missing Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's a big piece as far as setting the tone for this team and taking it to the rack. As Trey goes down and... wow. Trae Young got fouled on the 3 and Trae Young is hurt. So this is not a good sign. So it looks like a lower left ankle, and Trey knows it. He just slammed the hardwood. Trey in a step back 3 over Marcus Smart, and Smart got into his landing area as Trey went down, and now Trae Young is injured. And he's frustrated. He knew it. We just saw that he pounded the hardwood when he went down. Does Celtics elite defense make them title contenders? I'm going to say no. Not yet, because on this big winning streak they've had, they haven't really beat anybody that's been as far as superstar type of teams. They beat the Heat right before the All-Star break, but the Heat were missing Jimmy Butler. They were missing quite a bit of players in that game. Marcus Smart called on a flagrant foul as Trae Young is still down. We have 31 and a half seconds left to go. Yeah, the Celtics have been beating up on some pretty bad teams. And they've got lucky with players or star players that just haven't played against them. That's helped out boost up their defensive rating quite a bit. I think they'd have trouble with a fully healthy Miami team. In my opinion, I think Miami's just so much deeper, and Trae Young's gonna go to the free throw line coming up. First one good. And they've got luck in this matchup too, because John Collins, he didn't play in the last game when they played right before the All-Star break, and John Collins once again out once again. Yeah, it definitely builds confidence. I'm interested to see on Thursday they play against the Grizzlies. So that's if you know. Coming up next game on Thursday, if the Celtics are the real deal, taking on Memphis and Ja Morant. Because Ja's been going off. And Ja just goes right to the rim. And that's where the Celtics defense thrives upon, is defense inside. Getting right to the rim. Like now the way that teams are starting to, as Trae Young's going to walk to the locker room, this is not good for Atlanta. So Trae Young now walking to the locker room. He is out of the game. Hawks up by 4. 30 seconds left to go. But how to beat the Celtics now? You have to make the threes, and that's how the Pacers beat them on Sunday. Crossover at the right wing. Bogdanovic. Bounce pass. Off to Hunter. Hunter gets followed by White. And now it's going to be 2 shots coming up at the line for DeAndre Hunter. So not a good sign right now for the Hawks. Trae Young goes to the locker room. 20 seconds left to go before halftime, with what appeared to be a lower left leg injury. He went down in the 3-point shot, followed by Marcus Smart. Smart got called for the flagrant. First one good by Hunter. Yeah, Pistons have been playing better lately. What's good, Andrew? Welcome to the stream. Do I think if Isaiah Thomas plays good with Charlotte, do I think he's going to sign rest of the season one of the Charlotte roster spots back? I really hope he does. I hope he finds some consistency back in the league for him, and hopefully this time it's able to stick. 10 seconds left to go. Second free throw was good. Celtics drive. Smart lost the ball, and they're not getting a good version of Marcus Smart tonight. Hawks have it on the break, taking a 3 up in the air, and they got fouled with .2. It's going to be 3 shots coming up at the free throw line as Daylon Wright out in transition got knocked down by Grant Williams, and this is just silly basketball being played by the Celtics right now. Marcus Smart with the turnovers in the paint, losing the handles, and Grant Williams just from behind falling. Daylon Wright late with 0.2 of a second left to go on the shot clock. Like, you got to get this man off the court. It's shocking he's still in Boston right now, that he has been able to survive in Boston past the trade deadline for Grant Williams. First one is good by Daylon Wright. He's going to get 2 more as he was fouled from behind in the 3-point shot. Second shot coming up. That is good by Wright. Yeah, Providence came in as 9.5-point underdogs. It seems like whenever the line has been not tilted in the favor of Providence, they always somehow to sneak in and make it a close game. And they've been able to finish out multiple close games. And here they are, 5 minutes left to go in a 2-point game against Villanova. And the third free throw is good. Grant Williams. Still on the Celtics. Still missing threes. Wide open. And still committing fouls on 3-point shots with under 1 second left to go in the end of the first quarter. We head to the timeout here. Media break. Hawks up by their largest lead, 28-19 over the Celtics at the TD Garden. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining in tonight, being a part here on the channel. Also, I posted a link out there if anybody's interested joining the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group that we're going to do once again. We're going to do the NCAA Tournament Challenge group over on ESPN, so feel free to fill out your bracket when the brackets come out on Selection Sunday, March 13th. And that link is posted it's pinned to the chat if anybody's interested in joining the bracket group early. I'll have those in the chat all throughout, all the way up through Selection Sunday, and then whatever streams I do right before the tournament as well. Quick update here. Scores throughout basketball right now. Pistons leading at the half over Washington, 64-63. The Raptors lead the Nets 39-36. Raptors without two of their key players out. With OG Anunoby, also Fred VanVleet's out, and they're still up against Brooklyn. But Brooklyn without any of their players from the big three. Clippers lead the Rockets 14-8. Rockets competing for the first draft pick spot coming up in the 2022 draft. Warriors, T-Wolves tied up at 12. And then this one right now, Hawks largest lead against the Celtics 28-19 in this game at the end of the first. Will Syracuse, UMass, UConn, Maryland make it to the NIT tournament? UConn's a lock for the NCAA tournament. UConn's 17-3 with their entire starting five fully healthy. They're a sleeper team of mine. I've got them winning the Big East title for UConn. And Syracuse has got a lot of work to do. I believe Syracuse is 15-15, and they just lost yesterday in overtime to UNC. So they'd have to win the ACC tournament outright. Maryland would have to win the Big Ten tournament outright. They've been disappointing. And UMass just had their head coach get fired today. So UMass would have to win the A10 title to get to March Madness. So the only one out of that list, that would be UConn. That's a lock. Let's go Lee on the stream. Welcome in. Yeah, wishing my best here for both Trae Young and Jaylen Brown. Both of them went down in the first quarter with injuries. Trae Young looked like a lower left leg injury. I'm going to see if there's any updates in these two players here. Just so terrible. Okay, so it looks like Trae Young's going to be cleared to return. So I'm looking on Twitter right here. This tweet sent out about 1 minute ago. Underdog NBA. Trae Young ankle available to return tonight. So we get back into the game. Deep range three missed by Herter as we come out and start the second quarter. I'll see if there's anything updated with Jaylen Brown coming up in a little bit. Payton Pritchard on the court right now. Al Horford, Aaron Nesmith, Derek White, and Grant Williams still out there with a terrible foul he committed at the end of the first. White tried to come up with the ball as he lost it and is stolen away. Celtics struggling with the turnovers. Hawks come up with a steal, attacking coast to coast, lay it up and in. That is Delon Wright with a steal in the finish. Just an upsetting start right now for the Celtics, letting Delon Wright get easy points. 5 of those so far. A steal and a layup, and 3 of those at the free throw line. As Grant Williams is going to head to the line as he gets followed by Okongwu. Hey, there we go. D-Wade back in the Discord, man. Yersif, welcome back on the stream. Things going pretty well here, man. Trae Young, top scorer. He's got 11 for the Hawks. Celtics leading the way. It's Tatum with 6. Grant Williams, 2 shots coming up at the free throw line. First one is up. First one's good. Second shot coming up by Grant Williams. And that one's good. So he makes his free throws, cuts it to a 9-point game. 11 minutes approaching the mark left to go in the second quarter. Delon Wright defended by Payton Pritchard. 5 in the court for the Hawks as they have Wright, Okongwu, Herter, Bogdanovich, and DeAndre Hunter. Bogdanovich, deep 2 jumper, gets the friendly roll. So up by double digits once again for the Hawks. 5 in the court right now for the Celtics. Payton Pritchard, Al Horford, Grant Williams, Aaron Nesmith, and Derek White. Pritchard has it at the wing. Bounce pass. Missed the mark off to Horford. And lucky bounce for the Celtics as it gets touched on the bounce by Delon Wright on a ball that he should have never even thought about touching. Celtics catch a break as that pass was way off the mark from Pritchard to Horford. White has it at the corner. Wide opens Horford. Bounce passes it off to him. Swings it cross court. Grant Williams. Extra pass to the corner. Pritchard fires away from 3. Missed off the front rim. And the rebound goes right back to the Hawks. Daylon Wright takes it past midcourt here for Atlanta. Spin move at the free throw circle, working on Grant Williams. Passes outside to Herter. Herter crossover working on Derek White. Takes it into the paint. Herter up and under move as he scores with a left hand up and in off the backboard. Hawks largest lead by 13. Celtics struggling right now with their paint defense as Robert Williams currently on the bench. He has one foul. As Boston will hit a shot. That will be a deep two. Missed jumper right back by Herter. Celtics come out with a defensive rebound. White driving right down the lane. Floats one up and he gets fouled. And Derek White will head to the free throw line. Yeah, still a lot of game left to go, so the Celtics aren't done just yet. But it just seemed like they lost all that energy once Jaylen Brown went out. Just seems like they lost that energy. Trae Young's available to return. So news coming out, Trae Young available to return tonight as he is back in the bench area. So the Hawks tweeting out as well, Trae Young left ankle sprain available to return. Let's see here, Jaylen Brown hasn't returned just yet for Jaylen Brown, but seeing if there's any updates here. No updates about Jaylen Brown's injury, but we'll keep you guys posted if there's anything. It looked more severe. He was attended to for a longer time. What's good, Walking Legends? Welcome in, man. Wow, TCU beating Kansas midway through the first. I hope that Kansas lands in Providence's bracket. I really do. I think they're beatable. I think Providence can take down Kansas, honestly. Kansas is got... They're basically two guards that can go off. Their front court's got better, but they're not deep at all. Derek White at the free throw line. First one good. Second one's good. And they're certainly beatable, especially in the front court. Because they're more of like a perimeter-based defense. 9.5 left to go in the second. Top of the key. It's Bogdanovic. As we have a fall away from the ball, it's going to be on the Hawks. It's on Okongwu. And the Celtics will have it back. Our crew guessing Grant Williams, the player who guessed on Wordle for the NBA guessing game. Wow. Out of all the players, they put up Grant Williams. 9.5 left to go in the second. Yeah, Tatum has been on the bench for a long time right now, too. Robert Williams, he's the one that sets the tone for this team. Pritchard jacks up a deep range three, and he hits it. There we go, a spark from the outside. Peyton Pritchard gets 3 bench points. So that is now 13 points off the bench. 6 by Grant Williams, 4 by Derek White, 3 made by Pritchard right there. Herter defended at the top by Grant Williams. Step back jumper for a deep 2. Herter hits it. Yeah, Grant Williams is getting a lot of time tonight, same as Aaron Nesmith. It's led to less minutes by Tatum. And a bunch less minutes by Robert Williams as Pritchard lost the handle. Hawks come up with a steal. 8:45 left to go. Atlanta has the ball on the outside. Herter, he is hot. Hits another one. Somebody's got to stop him. And the Celtics not going with much size in the court right now. Al Horford, Grant Williams, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Aaron Nesmith. Here's a 3. White right down the pipe as he drills it. That's a big-time triple right there for Derek White. What's good, G. Gudo? Welcome to the stream, man. 8:15 left to go in the first. Still a lot of ball game remaining. Gallinari pump fake. Takes the jumper, 18-footer, got fouled, and he hits it as well. I think they're going to say it's before the shot he got fouled. Lucky there for the Celtics. Yeah, the Celtics should be down by 15 right now, honestly. by how they've been playing. They've had a lot of bad turnovers, and they fouled quite a bit on jump shots. They're lucky right there. That was called before the made shot, and Trey hasn't played this quarter because he's been out with an ankle sprain. He is available to return. Thomas, welcome in. Thanks so much for joining in. No problem, man. Glad to have you back in whenever you get the chance. Hawks with the ball. 8:05 left to go in the second. Bogdanovich takes the three. Top of the key, and Grant Williams has to figure it out. Grant Williams, the man covering Bogdanovich at the top, and he just puts a hand in the face that's not strong. A weak little hand, and lets him draw a three right on in front. Missed three by Pritchard at the wing. Goes right back to the Hawks. This is a poor display right now for the Celtics, and Robert Williams is still on the bench. They got Tatum out in the game once again. So Tatum checks back in. Marcus Smart still on the bench. Nesmith, Pritchard, Horford, Tatum, and Grant Williams is still out. This is trouble when you got three youngsters right now on the floor for Boston. Specifically, Grant Williams has had a tough game defensively. 2 fouls. A lot of threes given up on his end. 7.5 left to go in the second. Inbound goes off to Daylon Wright, who's got some easy points via free throws. Thanks to Grant Williams. Gallinari sizes it up. Peyton Pritchard, and that is a total mismatch as Gallo drills the deep 2 jumper. 6'10", working on 6'1". Automatic right there by Gallo. Tatum on the outside, defended by Gallinari. Left baseline dribble, Tatum to the cup. He puts it up and through for 2. Nice move by Tatum there. Need more from Tatum. Hasn't been into the game that often. He's got 8 points. Top of the key 3. Bogdanovich is hot. That's good by Bogey. I take Golden State in that one. Yeah, I really like Derek White. He's got a competitive toughness to him, and good facilitator. Makes a lot of solid decisions. Here's Horford who takes a 3. That's way too strong. Missed off the back rim. Hawks come up with the defensive rebounds. On the outside, Herter moves it out. Bogdanovich, cross-court pass. Gallinari, pump fake. Slides to his left on Tatum. Takes the 3, and he makes it as well. Yikes. 50-33, exactly what happened against Indiana. The Celtics defense is getting shredded by the Hawks, and no, it is not Trae Young. It is Gallinari, Kevin Herter, and Bogdanovich doing the deeds for Atlanta, as they have made only 5 3-point shots. It seems like it's more, but they're 5 for 13 from the perimeter, and the Celtics tonight are 3 for 12. Timeout taken on the floor by Ime Udoka. This rotation is just not working when you have three players with 3 years of experience or less in the lineup right now altogether. Grant Williams, Aaron Nesmith, Peyton Pritchard playing all together. Extremely small ball type of Celtics team out there, and Horford and Tatum were the other 2 on the court. They need to really just get back to the basics and put together the lineup that's working, because it's not those 3. Do I think LeBron should retire for the Lakers? Yeah, I do think so. I think they're going to make a ton of off-season changes. I heard Anthony Davis might be out for the rest of the season. I think they should move on from him, because he's just not available. That's him and Westbrook, and see if they can swing in different players in the offseason to get in. Because I know LeBron might play until his son is able to come up. That'll be something there if he's able to play in the same team of his son. I see Robert Williams. It's just Robert Williams hasn't got enough minutes tonight. He's played 11 minutes, but most of those in the first quarter. I don't think he's touched the court at all in the second quarter here for Rob Williams. He just hasn't got touches. 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist by Rob Williams. Capella tonight's yet to score. He's got 6 rebounds by Capella. But coming up out of this timeout, Ime Udoka better have Robert Williams into the game. Because the first minute, Celtics were looking good, and then once Jaylen Brown went down, they've just lost the intensity. So Trae Young, left ankle sprain, he is available to return. Jaylen Brown, I don't have any info right here. I do see that it looks like he, not sure the exact diagnosis, but it looks like he, according to a lot of these tweets, looks like he rolled his ankle. So not sure if he's going to check back into the game, but probably unlikely. I'll go for Rob Williams there too. Yeah, I think he's going to see a much bigger uptick in minute here throughout the second portion of this second quarter into the second half. He needs to be out there. And Al Horford's got 3 blocks so far. So yeah, Capella and Rob Williams. Capella's yet to record a block. Rob Williams has 1 right now. And Smart wasn't out there for quite a bit of time. Trae Young checks back into the game. So Trae is available after going down in the late stage of the first. So Trae is back into the game now. Rob Williams back into the game for the Celtics. As the Celtics, lucky they didn't turn it over. Coming out of the timeout. 6 minutes left to go in the second. Smart forces up a prayer. And we'll have a foul. As Rob Williams gets swatted in the face. Got a mouthful of a hand as the shot clock expired. Okay, so Rob Williams, once he immediately checks into the game, he's going to head to the free throw line coming up. Off of a putback rebound opportunity. The shot clock was almost down to 0. 2 shots here by the Time Lord. First one's good. Something that he's really improved upon. The score is actually 49-34. So they went back on the timeout, reviewed the 3-point shot, rolled it as a 2. So last bucket made by the Hawks instead of a 3, which it was initially. They ruled it on the replay as a 2 during the timeout. Second one coming up. And that's good by Robert Williams. So gets a little bit more comfortable as far as the Celtics here. Trying to see if they can mount a comeback, but still trailing by 14. What's good, Michael? Welcome in. Do I think the Ball brothers could play in the same team? Maybe someday. Bounce past the Herter, turns the corner, floats it out. Rob Williams, there he is, comes out with a big block, but Pritchard comes out of bounds with the ball. So instantly you see number 44, when he checks back in this game, the first 30 seconds, what does he do? Makes 2 shots at the free throw line and gets a block. So solid on both ends of the court, and everything fuels right off of Robert Williams. He's the one that sets the tone and the intensity for this team. Just so explosive at the rim. Inbound to Herter, 4 in the shot clock. Pass, deflected. Guess who had a fingertip on that one? Robert Williams, stolen away by Pritchard. Passes off to Tatum. Tatum slips past the defense, and he scores with a 2-handed dunk. All right, here comes the Celtics. Jason Tatum, first player to double figures tonight for Boston. He's got 10. Trae Young back into the game, defended on the top of the key by Marcus Smart. Trae crossover, spin move, free throw circle. Trae. Pump fake, sneaks around Smart, floats one up, and he scores. Solid touch right there with a 15-footer. 51-37, 5 minutes left to go in the second. Smart flings it out to the corner, Horford. And Horford stepped out of bounds. There's a lot of bad turnovers in this game for Boston, and that happens to be turnover number 8 tonight. Wow, thanks so much for the update there, Bill. I have no problem with that, man. Villanova winning by 1, 73-72 over Providence. And Providence was without one of their key players tonight, Al Durham. And they didn't even need to win the game to begin with because they had already wrapped up the number 1 seed in the Big East. Still, look at that fight by them. They were down. They've been down multiple games this season by like 12 points or greater and been able to come back. That speaks volumes. Just being able to mount comebacks, because they have multiple. They're always in it. They have multiple options late in games. You don't know who you can defend with that team, because they're deep with a bunch of upperclassmen. Looking at the college scoreboard here, this is a tough game for Ohio State. Nebraska leading Ohio State 58-52 with 11 minutes remaining. Kentucky leading Ole Miss 70-56. Duke looking good up against Pittsburgh 31-18. TCU leading Kansas 30-27. Shane, welcome in, man. Free throws coming up by Clint Capella. First one at the line he missed. Second one is good. I think the Mavs could get that one tonight, in my opinion. Luke has been going off lately. 4.5 left to go. Tatum up to 10. Tatum at the wing. Tatum crossover dribbles into the paint. Moves it outside of Smart. Takes the three. Missed off the front rim, and this is not a good version of Marcus Smart tonight, and that's why the Celtics are trailing by 15. Lost the handle. Ball stolen away. Robert Williams comes up with a steal on the key. 4:10 remaining. Smart crossover behind his back. Lost the handle. Marcus Smart back-to-back turnovers. Inexcusable. Pass ahead of the pack. Trae Young behind the defense. Lays it up and in. Oh, Marcus Smart's just being careless right now with the basketball. He's been like that right since the opening tip. 4 turnovers by Smart. 5 points. And he is 2 for 6 from the floor. One more turnover. He has as many turnovers as points. Tatum at the top of the key. Celtics with 11 turnovers. Or 9 turnovers, that is, in the first half. They got 11 fouls. Missed the 3 by Tatum. Horford, he saves it. Over to Smart. Smart dribbles. Attacks. Down the paint. Left hand. Too high off the glass. He got fouled, though. So Smart will head to the free throw line. 3:33 left to go. Celtics trailing by 17. They can't even get to the rim, because Smart just keeps on losing the handles. He's had multiple opportunities to get to the rim, and he just loses it. That's 4 times he's lost the ball in the key. Yeah, it's incredible, man. So many games Providence has played just close this season, and I bet you the tournament, at every single game I bet you the tournament, they're going to play a close game. I just hope I don't see Iona in their bracket for the first round, because I might see Iona in there for first round matchup, but They already got Vermont back in non-conference. They had won against Vermont, but it was a pretty close game throughout most of that. And Vermont's got 9 seniors in their team. They're capable of pulling off an upset depending on the matchup. Here's a 3, missed by the Hawks off the back rim. Robert Williams comes out with a defensive rebound. 4 points, 5 boards now for the Time Lord. Williams moves over to Tatum. Turn around, hits it. As that is good. Nice shot right there by Jason Tatum. 13-point game. Yes, Villanova should definitely go up in the rankings. That team's got a bunch of upperclassmen on them. Trae dribbles, attacks on the Horford, kick out, corner, and Horford commits to reaching. Game clock will stop, 2:52 remaining. And we're going to take a timeout on the floor. So media timeout here, Celtics down by 13. It's been the turnovers, it's been the poor shot selection in this game that's really hurt the Celtics. Yeah, just hasn't been able to knock down their threes tonight. And they're lucky the Hawks are just 4 for 13 from the outside. So Trae Young has missed some of this game, and he's the top scorer for the Hawks, back on the court with 15 points. 10 points by Bogdanovic off the bench. And then for the Celtics, leading the way is just Jason Tatum tonight. 12 points by Tatum. I don't have any official update on Jaylen Brown, but what I've been hearing on Twitter, looks like Jaylen Brown rolled his ankle. But there's no official update by anybody released about Jaylen Brown. Okay, so now I'm seeing Jaylen Brown's out for the remainder of the game. So he rolled his ankle 3 minutes into the game. But nothing really else is out about his injury. Yeah, Marcus Smart's having a rough night tonight. The Celtics would be even with them right now if they had solid contributions from Smart. Smart, 7 points, 4 turnovers. Al Horford yet to hit anything so far. Horford 0 for 3 shooting. Has no points. And we saw earlier in the second quarter, Ime Udoka playing Grant Williams, Aaron Nesmith, and Peyton Pritchard all at the same time. And yeah, that defense there started to get shredded by the threes that the Hawks were making. Specifically Grant Williams. He has been the one that's given up, I think he's given up 2 of those threes. So he's given up half of the made threes by Atlanta, because Atlanta's made 4 threes so far tonight. Celtics are just 3 for 14 from 3. Yeah, feel free to check out the merchandise site. I'll put that link actually in the chat if anybody's interested. Got some pretty cool stuff out there. Short sleeve shirts, long sleeve shirts, iPhone cases, pillow stickers. If you guys are doing a stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. And if any of you are interested joining the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group, I get that link posted in the chat there. It's pinned to the chat. Feel free to do so, as the brackets will start on Selection Sunday. But feel free to join the group if anybody's interested. So 2:52 left to go before halftime. Both teams also into the bonus. Hawks shooting 2 at the line as both of them go down. Celtics with the ball. Derek White moves it over to Tatum at the free throw circle. Defended by Trey. Jab step dribbles. Attack straight down the lane, and Tatum gets fouled. Hard contact. Clint Capella picks up the blocking foul. Yeah, it's just been Tatum so far tonight. Nobody else has been able to step up. Robert Williams hasn't been getting any touches tonight. They need to get him involved in this game. First one good by Tatum. We saw early in the first minute, Robert Williams had an alley-oop slam. See if they can go back to it. Boston's been able to get past the defense quite a bit tonight. Second shot's good at the line for Tatum. Tatum, right now, he has been the go-to. 17 points. Number 2 scorer behind Tatum for the Celtics has got 7, with Smart and Derek White off the bench as the Hawks take a 3 and they make it. That is Trae Young, who is up to 20. White towards his left. White bounce pass to the top. Tatum, open 3, straight away. Hits it, as that is good. Jason Tatum on fire, single-handedly keeping the Celtics in this one. 2:10 left to go before halftime. Trae Young at the top. He's defended by Smart. Trae, 30-footer, missed around the rim and out. White comes up with a defensive rebound for the Celtics. White gives it outside to Tatum. Bounce pass wide open. Marcus Smart cutter to the hoop and he scores. Up and off the backboard. Tremendous vision right there by Tatum. Seeing a wide open Smart as he was left uncovered. 11-point game. Trae bumped into. No call. Defended by Smart, and Trae Young travels with it. Turnover by Atlanta. Minute 40 left to go before half. Boston will bring it up the court with Derek White. White dribbles, attacks, kick out to the corner. Smart bounce pass, and he turns it over for the 5th time tonight. Stolen away. Hunter, Euro step off the Trae down the lane. And Hunter gets fouled as the clock will stop with 1:24. Not a good showing tonight with the handles by Marcus Smart. 5 turnovers. And most of those turnovers have led to points off of turnovers by the Hawks. They're lucky right there that didn't. White followed DeAndre Hunter, taking it to the bucket. So that's now 10 points off of Celtics turnovers tonight by Atlanta. First one is good for DeAndre Hunter. This is not the Celtics team that we've been seeing. 60 points allowed in the first half. It's just inexcusable. And they get 10 of those points off of turnovers, which have been a major problem here. Second one is good. 1:20 left to go before halftime. White at the wing, dribbles towards his left. Now moves it outside to Smart. Jacks up the 3. Hits it by Marcus Smart. That's a big-time, sweet-looking touch on that shot. I immediately shook my head when he launched it because he was the only player in that possession besides White that got a touch. Huge jam down low by Clint Capella in the final minute before halftime. Celtics need something. White at the top of the key. Tatum sets the pick. Frees up White. Takes the 3. Halfway down. Couldn't get it through though as it rattled out. Hawks come up with a defensive rebound. 40 seconds left to go in the second. Trae Young has it at the edge of the logo, defended by White. Calls for a pick to be set by Gallinari. Now frees up Trae at the top of the free throw circle. Takes the 18-footer straight away. Nothing but net as it hits bottom by Trae Young. And the Hawks put up 65 points in the first half on a Celtics team that had been just incredible defensively. Until the last game, they gave up 127 against the Pacers. 15 seconds left to go before halftime. Smart dribbles towards his right. Hands it off to Tatum. Tatum at the top, defended 1-on-1 by Bogdanovic. 10 seconds left to go. 5 in the shot clock. Tatum, pump fake, open 3. Fakes out Bogdanovic. Missed off the front rim, no good. Defensive rebound pulled down by the Hawks. 3 seconds left to go. Trae, alley-oop opportunity on midcourt. Couldn't get it behind Capella. And we close out the end of the second quarter. And it's the Hawks who hang up 65 and the Celtics leading 65-51 as we enter halftime. We go into halftime and a lot of adjustments need to be made, specifically for Ime Udoka's squad right now, out in Boston. The Atlanta Hawks this season just 11-18 on the road, and they hold a 14-point lead going into the half against the Celtics. Currently 6th in the Eastern Conference at 20-11. The Hawks, the last team of the play-in round, right now at 10th in the East. Who wants it more? Who is more hungry to pick up this one? And right now, it's the Atlanta Hawks at this moment. Trae Young having a game. 22 points by Trae, and he missed a good chunk of minutes. Late first quarter, early second quarter, went to the locker room due to a left ankle injury and then came back. So Trae has played 17 of the 24 in the first half and has scored 22 points in those 17 minutes. And then 10 points by Bogdanovic coming off the bench for the Hawks. For the Celtics, leading the way so far tonight, Jason Tatum carrying. He's got 17. 12 points by Marcus Smart, but with those points comes the turnovers. Smart tonight just 1 assist and 5 total turnovers. And nobody else really able to get going. Jaylen Brown only played 3 minutes and then rolled his ankle. And I believe he's out of the game. We don't have much updates for Jaylen Brown. What's good, Chino? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's interesting why they haven't started White this season. They've kept with Smart for now. I think that's more of a thing that they've retained. Since they've retained Smart, they've kept them as the main one, and had White come off the bench. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining tonight. Hit me up in the chat who you got in this one. Celtics or Hawks as we're currently up right now at halftime. Celtics struggling from 3, taking a lot of low percentage shots and missing. 5 for 18 from the floor. Boston's a perfect 10 for 10 at the free throw line. In the second half, they need to get to the rim a whole lot more, and they Robert Williams was barely getting any touches in that first half. Robert Williams 1 for 1 shooting, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks. Get the ball into the hands of number 44. Give him some alley-oop opportunities behind the defense, because the Celtics were having some success early with that in the game. He had an alley-oop the first minute in action tonight by Robert Williams. Quick scores around the NBA. Wizards lead the Pistons 89-85. Nets up over the Raptors 61-58. Rockets lead the Clippers by 1, 36-35. And the T-Wolves leading the Warriors early on 39-30. College basketball scores. Oh man, it wouldn't shock me if Ohio State gets a first-round exit. They are the equivalent of the Green Bay Packers for college basketball. Nebraska leading Ohio State 71-62. I've been saying it for a long time. I think a lot of teams are capable of upsetting Ohio State. South Dakota State, Iona, Vermont. There's a lot of teams there. I'm going to look to see who's on the verge of being an 11 or a 12. That's where Ohio State's probably going to be as a 6 or a 5. So they're going to match up with somebody there. Yeah, as far as mid-majors, North Texas certainly can. South Dakota State's got upset written all over it. Toledo, Iona. I don't know enough yet about Northern Iowa, Chattanooga. Haven't looked at their profiles exclusively, but that's concerning there for the Buckeyes, that they're trailing against one of the worst Power 5 schools, and it's a home game for Ohio State too against Nebraska. Let's see here. So welcome in BKL on the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. Yeah, it's been tough so far tonight by Boston. Jaylen Brown got injured. First 3 minutes of the game, Trae Young went down at the end of the first, but Trae Young came back into the game. Left ankle sprain in return, but Jaylen Brown rolled his ankle and hasn't returned just yet. Joe, Chu, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you guys back in. Other college basketball scores right now. Kansas just took the lead against TCU 35-34. Duke's crushing Pittsburgh 36-19. Honestly, I was shocked to see Duke at number 4 instead of number 1, because all the teams out in front of them lost on Saturday. Kentucky leading Ole Miss final minute 80-70. Oklahoma beating West Virginia. This game just wrapped up. Oklahoma going to get the victory 72-59 over West Virginia, but both of those teams going to have to mostly win the Big 12 tournament to get into the bracket at this point. So they're at the very end of the Big 12. South Carolina leading Missouri 58-52. Oh, this is a big game here, specifically for Michigan. Michigan leading Michigan State 16-11 right now. And then VCU leading St. Bonaventure. Winner is in the bracket. Loser is out of the bracket. VCU up 15-6. Florida playing against Vanderbilt. Must win for Florida. They lead early over Vandy. Road game for Florida 16-14. Kent State been red hot. Kent State winning first round MAC tournament against Northern Illinois 32-25. Or actually, no, I don't think the MAC tournament's going on yet. It's the Horizon. Horizon first round. Wow, Robert Morris is beating Youngstown State. That's an upset. Yeah, that's basically the game that's at the longest length right now for Horizon. I think Illinois is probably going to be a 4. If they win the Big Ten, they might move up to a 2 for Illinois, because they've had some key players missing this year. Who will? Oh, is that's the one for the Missouri Valley for Arch Madness there, what they call it for the Missouri Valley. Their conference tournament's coming up first, but I'm going to take Loyola Chicago. I think they're going to knock off Northern Iowa in that 4-versus-1 game. Loyola Chicago is on the bubble, and they get a 4 seed in the tournament for their conference tournament. Yes, Baylor's by far clinched the spot for the tournament, so yeah, they're already in. Baylor's probably going to be a 2 seed, possibly a 1. Actually, no, right now they're a 1. Because I'm thinking they went up from 10 to 3 this week, so Baylor's actually a 1 seed they moved up to, and they're keeping that 1 because they beat Texas last night on the road. That was a great display of basketball by Baylor just defensively last night. They're just so tough and physical. Texas, I think Texas is going to have some trouble in the tournament. I didn't see much thing special with their guard play for Texas. They just don't have that 1-star player that can take over games. That's the thing. That's concerning. Because they're made up of a bunch of transfers, but these players were all offensive type of players, and now they're into a defensive system under head coach Chris Beard. So it's been I feel tough to catch on, because they took a bunch of transfers from other schools, 12+ point scorers that came over, and then all these players are scoring less than 13. Do I think USC can beat Arizona tonight? I'm going to go Arizona to bounce back. Yeah, I'm really not sold on USC. USC had a close win against Pacific. Arizona lost against one of the toughest places to play in all of college basketball. Colorado's arena is over 1,000 feet above sea level. And Colorado usually has those types of games against really good opponents in the conference every year. Oh, that's awesome. So Joe watches Drake and NIU playing Indiana State there. That's awesome there, man. Yeah, things looking pretty solid there between Embiid and Harden after the first 2 games, putting up some big points. But, yeah, we'll see if it's sustainable. Nino, welcome in. Jaylen Brown went down the first 3 minutes in the game, and he's yet to return. Looks like he rolled his ankle. Hopefully things are gonna be well for him. Hope so there, man. But I don't have any updates here. I keep on looking on Twitter. There's no status to Jaylen Brown. Wizards started a poll weighing against the Pistons, 97-85. Raptors Nets. This game is close. Raptors without Fred VanVleet. OG Anunoby tonight. Nets lead 66-65. And the Rockets leading the Clippers tonight 47-40, where the T-Wolves are up against the Warriors 50-44. Whoever wins the Missouri Valley Conference is going to make the tournament. So I've got Loyola Chicago winning the Missouri Valley. So I've got them going past Northern Iowa. And then for NIT, yeah, Northern Iowa would make NIT because they'd be a automatic qualifier since they're the 1 seed. So if Northern Iowa loses in the conference tournament, they're automatically in the NIT. I think there's a couple others that might be in there, though, but Missouri State has had a pretty good season. Drake, too. It's probably going to be those top 4 that... Just going to pull up the rank standings of these teams. Yeah, I think, top 4 teams are going to be in NIT. They'll have 3 teams probably be in NIT because one's going to get a ticket to March Madness. So, yeah, only one team's going to go to the tournament from Missouri Valley. Is Loyola Chicago, see 22-7. That if they get an 8th loss, it wouldn't help because they've had too many conference losses hurt them. That's the thing. So I've got one team in for the Missouri Valley for the tournament, and then 3 will go to the NIT. Northern Iowa, if they lose, they automatically get put in the NIT. Missouri State and Drake, both of them are 22-9, so that should be enough to get there. Because there's a big gap between the number 4 and number 5 team in that conference I just saw. But yeah, that tournament's been crazy lately. There's been like 7 seeds that's made it all the way up to like the conference championship. I think there was one a couple of years ago. I think Bradley Braves were in that bracket. It was like a 7 seed against a 6 seed in the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament final, and then Bradley won back in 2019, and they played Michigan State, and they were playing against Michigan State all the way until like the final 5 minutes. They gave them a scare. Yeah, they got an ACC tournament this month. So yeah, Duke is by far the best team in the ACC by miles. Duke's gonna probably be a 2 seed in the bracket, and then after that, like, who knows? Notre Dame's gonna be in the tournament, but they'll probably be an 8 or 9 seed. That's how big of a jump there is from Duke to the rest of the conference. Yeah, Notre Dame should be in the bracket. Miami, North Carolina, both of them are on the bubble. I think I'm missing somebody. Wake Forest. Yeah, Wake Forest is on the bubble too. Wake Forest is actually got a worse conference record than Miami and UNC. And UNC is 22-8, and they're on the bubble right now. And Loyola Chicago is on the bubble, and they have 7 losses, 22-7, I believe, is their record. It's crazy. There's like a big gap in the ACC once again between Duke and then Notre Dame, UNC, Miami, and Wake. And then after that, Virginia, Virginia Tech. And then another gap with the next tier, Syracuse, Florida State. And then Louisville, Clemson, BC, Pitt, NC State, Georgia Tech. There's like different tiers in that conference. I honestly think somebody random could get in and win the ACC. Because I know I got a couple of you guys in the stream. You've heard it first. Louisville could possibly do it. You honestly don't know. I'm taking an interest in the Virginia. I've got Virginia that could potentially run the table. Virginia Tech's the team that's hot right now. Virginia Tech's up to 18-11. Wow, Duke's looking good. Quick scoreboard update here. Duke leading Pittsburgh 45-27. Kansas leading TCU, started the second half 35-34. TCU is another bubble team. If they beat Texas, or if they beat Kansas, because they got Kansas once again the next game, all they have to do just win one game against Kansas. That should be enough to get them into the bracket. Wow. Talk about a team that's going to make some noise in March Madness. If they get in, they could be dangerous and pull off some upsets. VCU. 25-8 VCU leads over St. Bonaventure. Bye-bye St. Bonaventure. They're going to have to win the A-10 tournament title. For VCU, that looks good. For VCU, it looks like they could be an at-large team right now. They're red hot. And nobody's seen them coming for VCU. They are playing some of the best basketball in the nation along with Arkansas right now. And nobody's seeing it happening, because they play in a smaller conference. We get back to action, 65-51 the score. Out to Aaron Neesmith, 3 on its way, missed off the side of the rim. Celtics have Horford, Rob Williams, Aaron Neesmith, Marcus Smart, and Jason Tatum. That's the 5 in the court. Over the shoulder, Horford floats up the shot off the glass, but there he is. Needs to get more touches in the paint, and certainly does right there with the offensive putback off the rebound. It is Robert Williams for 2. Give it to number 44 some way, somehow for second chance points that he can pick up, and Horford comes out with a steal. And he just needs the minutes, and he can make an impact off to Tatum. Tatum into the key with a left-hand finishes. Scoop score up and in off the backboard. Count it and 1. Jason Tatum up to 19 points. Here we go. Celtics in a 4-zip run to start the third. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, every conference does a conference tournament this month. So within like the next week or the next 2 weeks, because all the conference tournaments have to wrap up before March 13th. So all the conference tournaments start. Some of them have already started, but the last games for the regular season for college basketball are on Sunday. And then the conference tournaments start next week for all like the major conferences like ACC, Big 12, Big 10, SEC, as Trae Young leans into contact, and that is an offensive foul. And that's what they eliminated in the offseason. Trae couldn't believe it. Trying to plead his case right there to the referee. Celtics come up with the basketball. Smart, inside the key, floats up the runner, gets the friendly roll, and Boston gets 6 straight to close out. And they put this one to a 7-point game here. That's 7 straight points, actually, because Tatum made the free throw. 6 off of made field goals plus the free throw. 7-zip run to start off the third by Boston. 10:34 left to go in the third. It's the Hawks who lead by 7. That was a big call right there. Wow. What a year a difference is made. Because if we're looking back at 2021 NBA, trying to lean into contact, that goes the other way. That's Trae Young shooting 3 shots at the free throw line. But they eliminated that call in the offseason. So Trae off the pump fake leans in, tried to draw the foul, couldn't. And it goes back to Boston, and then Boston gets 2 points with Smart out of it. So essentially, what could have been a 68-56 game, what could have been a 12-point game if Trae goes to the line, has been cut to 7. Braden, welcome in, man. So sorry, bud. Yeah, devastating. Jaylen Brown down 3 minutes into the game. I still haven't got like any updates here, but looks like he rolled his ankle. Hopefully able to come back. Hopefully soon there. Sending prayers out to my man Jaylen Brown. There's just no updates about it. I'm looking all over Twitter. There's nothing. Nothing on the internet about it. Jaylen Brown leaves game against the Hawks. Rolled out with ankle injury according to Bleacher Report. Okay, so there's some updates there. Okay, so... CBS Sports got an article, too. I'm just going to dig into the CBS Sports article. Okay, so... Jaylen Brown tweaked his ankle 3 minutes into the game, rolled out. Celtics play-by-play announcer Sean Grandy putting out on Twitter, Jaylen Brown back to the locker room, walking on his own power. It's a good sign right there. Bleacher Report, Jaylen Brown not returning to tonight's game after suffering a leg injury. So, yeah, hopefully things going to go well for him coming back. Hope he comes back soon because he is huge. Yeah, just to come back like that by Trae Young, that is just so tough to do. Tough young man right there. Will Boston come back? I think they have a good chance here. Wizards, Pistons coming down to the final 4 minutes as a close game. 105-104, Washington up by 1. Raptors, Nets, another close game. Toronto leading by 2, 77-75. Rockets and Clippers close at halftime, 50-49. Houston and the T-Wolves leading the Warriors tonight, 63-54. We come back from the timeout here. 7-point game, Hawks with the ball. As they go right to left in the court. Herter dribbles at the mid-block, defended by Horford. Moves it outside to Gallinari. Takes an off-balance three. Missed off the rim and out. And Aaron Nesmith comes down with a defensive rebound. Celtics with their 5 in the court. Marcus Smart, Aaron Nesmith, Robert Williams, Jason Tatum, and Al Horford. Tatum gets at the touch at the top of the free throw circle. Passes down low to Smart. And Smart gets held onto and fouled. And that is Herter from behind who picks up the foul. So Boston on a 7-zip third quarter run. And Marcus Smart was making a lot of mistakes in the first half. Second half, we'll see if he can start to up his game and make an impact. Pass it off to Tatum, kick out corner. Horford takes a three, yet to score. And he finally hits one straight through as it sinks through the bottom. And that is good for the triple as Al Horford's on the scoreboard. 4-point game. 10-zip run in the third quarter by the Celtics through the first 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Out to the wing. Herter sends a cross-court. Hunter fires away from 3. That hits the rim short, and a defensive rebound pulled down by Tatum. Tatum dribbles into contact. Gallinari reaches in. Hawks getting a little bit carried away right now, and that's another foul reaching in at midcourt. I think that's the second as a team in the second half. What's good, Jose? Welcome to the stream once again, man. Favorite player will be Paul Pierce. He's my favorite all-time player. I grew up as a Celtics fan all my life, but he basically represented my childhood. Inbound goes off to Smart, and Herter reaches in. So Atlanta's getting into some deep foul trouble right now. That's their third. So 3 fouls picked up by the Hawks through the first 2.5 minutes in the third quarter. Robert Williams gets the inbound, sends it off to Horford. Down by 4 for the Celtics. Off to Nesmith. Wide open jumper at the elbow. Missed off the mark. Defensive rebound pulled down by Herter. Hawks on a 3-minute and 15-second scoring drought. Trey, top of the key. Spin move at the free throw circle. Step back jumper for Horford. Off the rim, no good. Marcus Smart with a defensive rebound. Back to the Celtics it goes, approaching the 9-minute mark left to play in the third. Tatum towards his right. Tatum crossover at the free throw circle. Rises above. 15-footer hits it by Jason Tatum. And just like that's a 2-point game. 12-zip run by the Celtics. 2.5 minutes they've done their damage for that 12-0 run. Jason Tatum up to 22. Top scorer in the game right now for Boston. On the outside, it's Herter. Herter defended by Rob Williams. Attacks the paint. Still defended by number 44. Bounce pass into the key. Active hands by Tatum. Deflects it back off to Herter. 4 in the shot clock. Herter working on Rob Williams. Fall away. That one gets able to get rebounded by Tatum. Nice job right there altering the shot by Rob Williams. Tough shot falling away by Herter. Tatum takes the 3. Too strong. Right-handed strong rebound by Nesmith. Keeps it alive for the Celtics. Spin move. Tatum attacks. Right down the lane. Flings it out, and he gets fouled. And the Hawks in deep foul trouble just picked up their 4th. What's good, Victoria James? Welcome to the stream, guys. Glad to have you back in. If you guys are new in the channel, make sure to spike the thumbs up. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. And what a game between these two teams. Al Horford having a tough night offensively, but on the defensive side, he has been strong. 4 blocks tonight by Big Al. Jason Tatum will head to the free throw line. And the Celtics, once down by 17, are down by 1 as Tatum makes the first one. Yeah, turnovers were a major problem, specifically Smart in the first half. But wow, Celtics came into halftime +4 in the glass. Now the Celtics are +10 in the rebounding advantage here. 30-20. Offensive rebounds, 8-1. And Robert Williams, the go-to key one. 6 rebounds, 3 of those offensive by Robert Williams. Tatum ties it up at 65. So 8 minutes left to go in the third. Next time around, Celtics will be in the bonus 65 all. Capella has it at the top, hands it off to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic passes out to the wing. Hunter takes the jumper, deep two, missed off the back rim, tipped up off the glass, defensive rebound, pulled down by Tatum. Tatum dribbles past midcourt. Tatum at the elbow, moves it outside to the wing. Smart extra pass, corner three, open. Nesmith, no good, at a great look. Back it goes to Orlando with Gallinari. Tie game at 65, 7.5 left to go in the third. Trey at the top of the key, defended by Tatum, off a pick set, 30-footer, launches. Oh man, it sinks through. Trey Young, a laser beam right there at the TD Garden. Holy smokes, he launches from 30 and connects with it. Celtics have the ball. Smart at the top, moves it outside to Tatum at the left wing. Tatum, step back three in the air. Money on that one by Jason Tatum. Quick response for the Celtics to tie it up at 68. Jason Tatum on fire, 27 points, 10 for 18 from the floor tonight. Trey Young defended off of a double team by Smart. Rob Williams, and the ball bounces off the referee. Last touch, though, by the Time Lord. Hawks will have it back. 6:50 left to go in the third. Yeah, hopefully not there, man. Devastating in the first 3 minutes. And you could see from the Celtics, they started out strong, playing with some really good energy. And once Jaylen Brown went down, the energy just stopped. And they had to figure it out. And now they've been able to pick it up in this game because Robert Williams, he is the one that's bringing the energy right now, comes up with his 7th rebound of the night. Defensive board to Rob. Tatum, jumper, baseline, looks to break the tie. He gets fouled. Jason Tatum on the hardwood, going to shoot two, coming up at the free throw line. In trouble for the Hawks as they have just committed their 5th personal foul, and we're not even midway through the third. Timeout taken on the floors. We're going to head to a media break. 6:28 left to go. Third quarter. Actually, they're going to stay here. Looked like they were going to go to a media break, but they will stay here with the coverage. Tatum shooting two. First one, no good. Too strong off the back rim. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. If you guys would like to be notified here, future live streams. Celtics were +4 on the glass going into halftime. Now in the second half, Celtics dominating, +11 total on the rebounds, 32-21 right now. And the Celtics take the lead. Second shot good by Tatum, and Boston has their first lead since the score is 14-13. Trey at the wing, passes down low. Capella has an opportunity, tips it in over Rob Williams. Will they count it though? They won't. It's over the cylinder. They will not count the bucket by Clint Capella off the putback. Initial shot missed. Capella went in for the tip-in over the rim, as it was over the cylinder for the ball, and the bucket won't count. Celtics come up with the ball. 6 minutes left to go in the third. Boston 6 for 11 in the third, shooting 55%, holding the Hawks to 10%, 1 for 10. Smart, open, three, takes a missed off the back rim. Gallinari with a defensive rebound. What's good? Rides of Steel, welcome to Stream Air, man. Celtics were down by 17 at one point. Gallinari moves it out to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic dribbles into the key, floats up the runner over Horford, and he hits it. We're going back and forth right now. Celtics tonight have been special at the free throw line as well, 14-15. So the Hawks have already picked up 5 fouls with 5.5 minutes left to go in the third. Tatum flings it out to the corner to Smart. Smart, crossover, left baseline dribble, bounce pass to the wing. Horford, extra pass off to Nesmith. Moves it out to Tatum, pump fake, slide to the left. Tatum, three, on its way, got it blocked. Hawks come up with the ball. Atlanta pass midcourt with Trey. 5:10 left to go in the third. Pass deflected off of the referee once again. That's the second time that's the second time tonight that the court referee, number 74, has got the ball poked at him, as Aaron Nesmith, getting some minutes here, will come out of the game. Grant Williams now enters the game for Nesmith. Also Derek White coming into the game for the Celtics. Top of the key, Bogdanovich. Celtics have on the court Smart, Grant Williams, Tatum, Derek White, Robert Williams. Grant Williams comes up with a steal. Missed the layup, no good. Had a chance to go coast to coast. Hawks come up with a defensive rebound. At the top, lob inside. Nobody there to get position. And Clint Capella throws down the two-handed dunk. Bogdanovich gets the assist. This game has been wild tonight. 4:40 left to go in the third. Celtics will slow it down. Get their composure. Smart. Step back three straight away. Around the rim and out. Missed. And Gallinari comes up with a defensive rebound. Hawks will slow it down here with Trey. Young at the top of the key. Ohio State will lose in the first round. Looks like they lost to Nebraska tonight, I believe. We're going to see coming up here. That ball poked loose out of bounds. Far side, and the Hawks will have it back. Quick update on that score. Yep, I've been saying it for weeks. Ohio State's going to lose first round. They are the Green Bay Packers of college basketball. Whoever they get, Vermont, South Dakota State, North Texas. Most likely Ohio State's going to be a 6 seed, possibly a 7 now with that just terrible loss against Nebraska. It was a home game today for Ohio State, and they lost 78-70 against Nebraska. They're one of the most unbalanced teams in all of college basketball. I don't know how they were ranked for like weeks upon weeks. They were lucky that they got away with the teams they played in the non-conference slate as Derek White floats it up and scores. Count it in one. Because going back to November, they almost lost to Akron, and they had played close against Niagara. 3:55 left to go. White with a chance to tie it up. Yep. I've got them losing in the first round. They rely so much on E.J. Liddell. That team is all E.J. Liddell. And then after that, it's Malachi Branham, who's the number 2 scorer. Last year, it was Liddell and Dwayne Washington, and both of those guys were averaging 16 and 16. Liddell's averaging 18. Branham's averaging 12. And then after that, nobody else is a double-digit scorer. As Bogdanovich hits the jumper. 2-point lead, 3.5 left to go in the third. White, jumper, baseline, hits it. Derek White starting to come alive. Tie game 74 all. Off the bench tonight, Derek White's got 12. Number 3 scorer behind Tatum with 28, Smart with 14. 3:10 left to go in the third. Young, at the top, gives it over to Bogdanovich, edge of the logo. Back off to Trae Young. Trae Young, crossover. At the top, looking for a step back, moves it outside. Gallinari, pass it off to Trae. Floats up the runner, skipped around the rim and out. Right back to Boston here with under 3 minutes left to go. Smart, cross court. White has the ball, attack straight down the lane. Floats it up, gets the friendly roll. Derek White up to 14 with 2 more. Talk about teamwork right now for Boston. Playing some solid basketball, cutting back on the turnovers in the second half, getting to the rim. Shot selection been so much better. As Bogdanovich gets crowded into and Grant Williams will pick up the reach and follow. We'll stop the clock here. 2:37 left to go in the third quarter. As this will be a media timeout on the court. Celtics have a 2-point lead as this is part of a 25-9 third quarter box score advantage for Boston. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. If anybody's interested, feel free to join the Behind Your Basketball Tournament Challenge as well, as we're going to do ESPN once again for the bracket group just here. But I got that link pinned to the chat if anybody's interested in joining the bracket challenge. Anybody's welcome to do so. And the brackets will come out Selection Sunday. Oh yeah, big thank you all for voting tonight in the poll. Celtics took the poll 67-32. Hey, there we go. Kansas losing against TCU. Yeah, all TCU has to do just beat Kansas. They got this game tonight against Kansas. Their next game's against Kansas. All you have to do, 50-45 is the score. TCU leading by 5 with 12.5 minutes remaining. TCU wins the game. They're in the tournament. And good for TCU because they hadn't been in the tournament, I don't think, in a while. Wow, Michigan beating Michigan State 41-26. Kent State, one of the hottest teams in all college basketball, leading Northern Illinois 46-37. Houston up over Cincinnati 17-11. Big game tonight between Purdue and Wisconsin. Purdue leading early 19-16, looking for revenge, this time on the road at Wisconsin. And Duke is crushing Pittsburgh tonight 64-44. I know a lot of analysts had said that they thought that game would be single digits, that Duke was focusing on Saturday against UNC, but no, that's not the case. Florida they are in a barn burner right now against Vanderbilt. 39-35 Florida up at halftime. Florida loses, they're out of the bracket. Florida wins, they're in the play-in. Remember the name VCU. 40-27 up over St. Bonaventure. If VCU gets in the bracket, they're going to win first round, in my opinion. This team's got so much redemption in them. No Nashawn Highland for this team, but they got a top 5 defense for VCU, and they did not play last year in March Madness, so they're going to come in hungry to the tournament. They're going to have to win the A-10 to do so, but the team that they lost last year in the A-10 finals, they're beating by 13 right now at halftime, 40-27. And also for St. Bonaventure, we've seen with this roster retainment that this team we thought would have been a top 25 team, but no, that's not been the case this year for St. Bonaventure. St. Bonaventure is going to have to win the A-10. Virginia Tech, the team that crushed St. Bonaventure back in December, they're looking good up against Louisville, 14-5. And Boise State beating Nevada 22-20. Yep, crazy playoffs that we had last year. And most of those were Doc Rivers blown leads. Most of those games were Philadelphia against Atlanta in that second round matchup. What's good, NC State fan on the stream? Welcome in. You honestly don't know. I could see that happening. A random team from the ACC coming in. Out of the top teams in the conference, out of the ACC, Duke in the mix with Notre Dame, Miami, Wake Forest. I don't think any of those teams are going to take the conference championship for the ACC. Somebody random is going to sneak through. Hey, no problem, Rise of Steel. Thanks so much for joining in. Yeah, it's basically more like the brackets are by chance, basically. How these years have been going in the past. It's been crazy with the upsets. Like, you could just pick random teams and they could like end up winning. It's been that crazy with the upsets lately. 2 minutes left to go in the third. Hawks with the ball as we get back to action. Trae Young dribbles underneath the rim, moves it outside to Daylon Wright. Right in the key, almost lost the handle, gets it back, moves it out to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic dribbles up to the free throw circle, takes the jumper, and he hits it. 76 all. Yeah, UNC would have to win that game to make it into March Madness. If UNC can't beat Duke for a second time, they're going into the ACC tournament, going to have to make a run for them because they got a good record. You would think that their record would get them into the bracket, but no. They don't have a signature win to that. Derek White straight to the cup as he scores. Minute 15 left to play. Derek White's up to 16. Yeah, that change is big. It's basically Maryland, Penn State, and Rutgers. They could basically form their own conference if they wanted to, because they're out in like no man's land, out on the East Coast compared to like the bulk of the Big Ten. Michigan State, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Ohio State, Illinois. I mean, they're far away from it. Purdue. 55 seconds left to go in the third. 2-point lead for the Celtics. Boston has the baseline. Grant Williams backs his way. Pivot move underneath, and he gets the layup. One-on-one working. He's able to get past Trae Young. This is a massive third quarter by the Celtics. 29-11 in the third quarter box. This is the defense that we know. Not the defense that happened to give up 65 at halftime. The one that gave up 11 in the third quarter is the one we know. That's given up 13. Trae Young makes the 15-footer. Single-handedly, Trae Young is keeping the Hawks in this game right now. 28 by Tatum. Trae is up to 27. 15 seconds left to go in the third. White will slow it down. 4-second differential shot clock and game clock. White defending on the outside by Trae. Tatum sets the pick. White dribbles up to the free throw circle. Moves it out to Tatum. Tatum, 1 on the shot clock. Deep range 3 over Hunter. Missed off the mark. Offensive rebound. Grant Williams. Right place, right time as he scores. Up and in and through for 2. Able to get the 2 second chance points. Right place, right time there for number 12. Half court heave at the horn. Over the backboard, and we close out the end of the third quarter. And the Celtics lead by 4, 82-78. What a big-time bucket right there by Grant Williams. The players that didn't show up in the first half are starting to show up here in the second half. And it's been a huge difference maker. Marcus Smart, up to 14. In the first half, he had 5 turnovers. Second half, he's yet to turn over the ball here. So that whole third quarter went without a turnover. And then Grant Williams with a big putback. He's up to 10 off the bench. That's huge there. Celtics with 2 double-digit scores off the bench. 29 bench points. 16 by Derek White. 10 by Grant Williams. 3 by Peyton Pritchard. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much for joining in tonight, being a part of the channel. I cover basketball games, NBA games, also college hoops as well. A lot of great basketball going on, specifically since we're in the month of March right now. College basketball coming up almost 1 week away from Selection Sunday, like a week and a half away now. And then the NBA turning the corner towards like the final like month of the season or so. Like coming up on the last 30 days almost to the season. I think we're around 45 days remaining before like the play-in starts, around that number. Celtics plus 11 on the glass, 37-26. Robert Williams having a big impact on that. He's got 8 rebounds. Also 2 blocks, 6 points for the Time Lord tonight. Single-handedly out-rebounding the Hawks in the offensive glass. Celtics second chance points. It's been huge tonight. 9 offensive rebounds for Boston, just 1 by Atlanta. Only 1 offensive rebound by the Hawks. NBA scoreboard tonight. Nets leading the Raptors. 7 minutes left to go. 91-88. Clippers lead the Rockets 64-61. Rockets could get the number 1 draft pick possibly, as they're tied, I think, with the Pistons for the worst record in the league, and the Pistons have been getting better lately. Wizards knocking off the Pistons today. Another close game for Detroit. They couldn't put this one home, though. 116-113. The Wizards win by 3. And the T-Wolves up over the Warriors right now, 70-61. College basketball scores. A lot of drama going on tonight. We'll keep you guys posted here. Dayton Flyers still around on the bubble. They beat Richmond 55-53. Tennessee beat Georgia. It's pretty close, though, for that victory, though, by Tennessee. 75-68. They've been struggling on the road. They're a great home team. Oh, that's awesome. Len Bias for a YouTube special. Yeah, I'd have to look that up. That's awesome there. Villanova beat Providence today, 76-74. Providence was without one of their key players, Al Durham. And they had already wrapped up and won the Big East, yet they still came out to play, even down by double digits throughout some of that game. Kentucky beat Ole Miss, 83-72. Toledo right now is the team to beat in the MAC. They hang up 92 on Buffalo. That's a team that can cause teams problems if Toledo gets into the bracket. They're gonna upset someone. All depends on who they get. Whether it's Ohio State, that's upset all over it. If they play against Alabama, then if Alabama's threes aren't dropping, that goes to Toledo, because Toledo is got teams with shooters on them. And then Ohio State lost against Nebraska tonight. That's the worst loss of all of them, 78-70. It was a home game for Ohio State. I mean, this is the team that beat Duke at the beginning of December. They're drifting downhill. They lost against Maryland in their last game. Herter, towards his right, at the elbow, step back jumper, free throw circle, missed off the back rim, battle for the rebound. Celtics come up with a defensive board with Grant Williams. We start off the fourth quarter. Pritchard, Grant Williams, Jason Tatum, Derek White, and Al Horford. Horford at the right block, working one-on-one on Hunter, now off of a double team. Moves it out to Pritchard, passes off to Tatum. Tatum top of the key, extra pass fed out to the corner to White. Dribbles, left baseline, White weaves his way into the key, floats up one, it skid off the front rim, couldn't make the shot, and it goes back to the Hawks. Second possession of the fourth for Atlanta. Herter at the top. 10:45 left to go. Herter gives it out to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic into the key. Floats up the runner over Grant Williams, and he scores. It's been a nice game tonight. I love calling close games, and this has been a great one. Bogdanovic in a little bit of pain. Looks like left ankle soreness right now. Going up with a floater. Came down hard. He's still going to go. Tatum with it, and a reach and fall committed by Atlanta. So that's on Day'Lon Wright. Yeah, there's a lot of close games right now in the NBA. Nets leading the Raptors 96-90. This one certainly has been a great one. Tatum floats it up over the top. Horford has possession and scores as he banks it. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 4 blocks tonight by Al Horford, doing a little bit of everything. Even though he had a cold offensive start in this game, he made a 3, and he just made one at the rim. Here's a wide open 3 at the top, and couldn't convert was the Hawks. Skipped around the rim and out, missed by Gorgie Jane, getting his first minutes in the night for number 10, Tatum. At the left baseline off of a double team, Tatum gets fouled as Hunter and Jang were in the area. And the clock will stop with 9:45. It's going to be a reach-in by Hunter. This has been a great game tonight. Celtics get the inbound. Pritchard gives it out to Horford. Wide open 3. Takes it and he makes it. Al Horford, baby, with a triple. Celtics extend it. They're up by 7. The second half been all Celtics here. Outscoring the Hawks 36-15 in the second half. Top of the key right. Bounce pass off to the wing. Jing hands it off to Herter towards his left around the perimeter. 8 on the shot clock. Herter shovels into the key. Jing puts up the jumper over Tatum. Hits it. We'll see what the Celtics can dial up this possession. Approaching the 9-minute mark left remaining. Horford at the top of the key, swings it outside to Tatum. Tatum at the right corner. Dribbles towards his left. Wide open 3. Launches. Tatum right down the pipe. He delivers. Triple there by JT. Having a massive night. No Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum stepping up for 31 on the board tonight, scoring for Tatum. Hawks' top scorer leader is Trae Young with 27. Gorgie Jang on the outside. This is the largest Celtics lead currently by 8. At the left wing, Bogdanovic dribbles on the key, drives on the White, floats one up with the right hand, tough shot and scores over Derek White. Bogdanovic having a solid night as well. I predicted the Celtics by 8. The Celtics were a 6.5 point favorite on the line for this one. Ball fed into Horford. Horford backs his way, swings it out to the corner. Pump fake. Grant Williams moves towards his left, takes the 3, missed off the back rim, and defensive rebound gets pulled down by Hunter. Approaching the 8-minute mark left to play. On the outside, Day'Lon Wright recovers and he travels with it. Passed it to nobody, got the ball back. You can't do that. Gorgie Jang would have to pick it up, and he didn't. That's just an uncharacteristic turnover right there by the Hawks, and that one hurts. Yeah, Celtics have been great tonight at the free throw line. 15 of 16. The Hawks also solid. 14 of 16. Boston has made 9 threes. The Hawks have made 6 threes. 8 minutes left to go. Boston on the outside. Pritchard moves over to Horford outside the White. White dribbles, attacks, floats up the shot, gets the friendly bounce right into the cameraman. He goes, no call, but Derek White having a solid night off the bench here for number 9 for the green team. As the Hawks will miss a jumper tipped around, Peyton Pritchard comes out with a defensive rebound. White with 18. Celtics total with 31 bench points. 10 by Grant Williams, 3 off the bench by Pritchard. As we get a ball that gets deflected out of bounds, it will stay Celtics possession. 8-point lead for Boston, 7:27 remaining. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe, and thanks so much all for joining in tonight, being a part of the channel. Wow. TCU up by 12 against Kansas. That is huge. Bounce pass to the wing. White launching off the front rim. Tipped up, deflected. Bogdanovich comes up with a defensive rebound. Yeah, I'm not too sold on Kansas. Kansas doesn't really have a lot of scoring depth in their rosters. Ochai Agbaji and Christian Brown doing a lot of work, but as far as like interior scoring from like the bigs in their team, they don't have much. I'm hoping honestly that Providence can get matched up in the bracket against Kansas, because if you look at it on the eye test, me being a Providence fan, just simple eye test, I freak out. I'd be like, yeah, no way Providence is going to beat Kansas. But out of any of those teams, honestly, I think they have the best bet against Kansas, because Kansas is more guard-centric, and Providence is lockdown perimeter defenders, and they got size inside as well with Watson and Horkler. We go on a timeout here. 7:09 left to go in the fourth. 92-84. Celtics owning this second half. Boston is on a 41-19 scoring run in the second half. That's incredible. Feel free to join the Behind Their Basketball Bracket Challenge if you guys would like as well. Interested in being a part of that. I posted that link out in the chat if anybody's interested there. Brackets will come in Selection Sunday. That is Sunday, March 13th this year. Yeah, that too with Auburn. The problem for Auburn, yeah, they fall a ton for Auburn. And they play down to their opponents whenever they're on the road or neutral court. Because Auburn had lost against UConn. And Providence has won against UConn. Even though I do like UConn when UConn's at full strength. They weren't at full strength when they beat Providence. They didn't have Adama Sanogo. But yeah, Providence goes to the free throw line a ton. And Auburn falls a bunch. Yeah, some of those SEC teams fall a ton. LSU is in that same bracket. They commit like a ton of personal fouls. Trae Young with 27, top scorer for the Hawks. 20 by Bogdanovich. It's been those two that's been carrying. Celtics getting more from their team compared to the Hawks. 31 by Tatum. Off the bench, Derek White with 18 tonight. 14 points by Marcus Smart, picking it up in the second half. And has yet to turn over the ball here in half number 2. He had 5 turnovers all in the first half. Limiting the turnovers, though, the Celtics have no turnovers in half number 2. And a big reason why they're outscoring 41-19 Atlanta in half 2 here. And then Grant Williams getting in on the action with 10 points. So this game's still yet to be wrapped up, but things looking confident here with a big bounce back by the Celtics. Nice adjustments made. Robert Williams early on, second half, he really started to set the tone for this team. Robert Williams is up to 9 rebounds. He might have a double-double. He's got 6 points, 9 rebounds. So if he can make 2 more buckets before it's over. Quick update on NBA scores here. Toronto leading Brooklyn 196. Under 3 minutes left to go there. Clippers lead the Rockets 79-70. And the T-Wolves leading the Warriors 81-73. And then from earlier today, it was the Wizards who knocked off the Pistons by 3, 116-113. So all games going on in the association tonight are extremely close right now. Wow, Duke is shredding Pittsburgh 84-51. TCU up by 12 over Kansas 61-49. Houston having some struggling affair here with Cincinnati. Houston was a 15-point favorite. Cincinnati is leading by 1, 24-23. So both of the free throws good at the line. Coming back from the timeout by the Hawks, 92-86. Jaylen Brown, he's out for remaining part of this game, ankle injury. And there's not like much news on it. It looks like he was walking on his own power back to the locker room though, so that was good. But we don't really have like much like info on it. It just says like leg injury for Jaylen Brown. Or okay, so CBS puts it as an ankle sprain for him. Celtics missed the shot inside. Trey comes up with the ball. 6:45 left to go. Yeah, I agree with that. And all depends on the matchup that they get, but Houston's been struggling lately too. Herter passes free throw circle. Capella moves it out to Trey. Trey at the top, passes, Capella, kick out, corner, pump fake. Gallinari, right baseline dribble, had a wide open net, instead makes the extra pass, and Bogdanovic takes the three and misses. Should be a 4-point game right now, as Gallinari should have finished with a slam dunk. I don't know the reasoning right there, making a pass to the perimeter when he had a wide open dunk opportunity off the right baseline dribble. Smart, no look pass corner. Pritchard outside of Smart once again at the wing. Dribbles, attacks, right hand down the lane, scoop score up and in off the backboard by Marcus Smart. This is the good Marcus Smart to the second half and has put up the Celtics by 8. What's good, TD on the stream? Welcome in. I think it's going to be close there. I predicted the Celtics by 8 to win this game. Could be close to that margin, but Robert Williams comes out with a defensive rebounds. Yeah, this is probably going to go under. It's going to go under my prediction. I predicted the Celtics 113-105. Much more of a defensive type of game here. 5:30 left to go. Tatum floats it up. Missed the first one. Gets the second one, though, with a tip in. Second chance points been huge tonight for the Celtics. On the offensive glass, they are torching the Hawks. That is now 10-1 in the offensive rebounding column. Timeout taken on the floor here by Nate McMillan of Atlanta. Jason Tatum, relentless. Missed the floater, follows it up in the teeth of the defense with a tip in as it goes through. Celtics dominating on the glass, hitting their free throws, and it's been quite the second half. The turnovers and the fouls were the troublesome parts of the first half, but the Celtics really cleaned it up. No turnovers, and half number 2 for Boston. The Celtics are outscoring the Hawks in the second half, 45-21. That's the second half box in favor of Boston. Boston was down by 17 at one point in this game. So if you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining in tonight, being a part here on the channel. And hit me up on the chat who you guys got in this one, Celtics or Hawks, as we're down to the final 5.5 minutes left to go. And if anybody's interested, feel free to be a part of the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is pinned on the chat there. You guys are welcome to join in, as I think we had like over 100 people join the Bracket Challenge group when I did it last year, which was phenomenal. Also got a couple more links posted in the description below this video between the channel merchandise. That link is posted to the chat as well. Got some pretty cool stuff in the merchandise site. Short sleeve shirts, long sleeve shirts, iPhone cases, pillow stickers, sweatshirts, and also the memberships link is posted in the description below this video, along with my Twitter link, merchandise, and Discord. Celtics out on cruise control here, and a rough start in the first half, and this is once again showing you what type of team the Celtics are to start to pull these games out, because if we looked at the Celtics team 2 months ago, they looked defeated. Once they're down by 17, they looked defeated. They try to come back, and then they choke the game in the final 2-3 minutes and end up losing. They couldn't win those close games, and now here we are 2 months later, after Christmas, and they're winning these games. that they're able to pull out. Late games, close margins, and that's the difference between the Celtics team right now. Hanging in there, rallying, despite their number 2 scorer going down with Jaylen Brown. Chance for this team to rally. It looked like they just felt defeated. Once Jaylen Brown went down, they felt defeated. They didn't draw any fouls for quite a bit of time on the Hawks. As the Hawks went through the entire first quarter without picking up a single personal foul. And then things started to go the Celtics' way, finally, towards the end of the second, into the second half. And Robert Williams is the one who brings the energy and the tone to this team on the glass. And Marcus Smart has played an incredible second half after a tough first half. 5:05 left to go. Offensive rebound. Capella gets followed by Williams back from the timeout. And Capella will head to the free throw line with 5:04 remaining. Yeah, that's going to be a great matchup come up on Thursday. I'll be off tomorrow, so there'll be no stream tomorrow for me. I got a lacrosse game that I'm covering tomorrow in person. Next stream I hope to cover is the Celtics against Grizzlies, because they're back on national TV once again on Thursday night. So I hope to cover that one. Clint Capella shooting 2 at the line. First one missed. Second one coming up by Capella, and that one's no good. Hit rim short. So 2 rough misses there. What's good, Clean Music Lover? Alan, welcome to the stream, guys. 5 minutes left to go. Celtics with the ball. Pritchard. Bounce pass off to Tatum. Spin move right down the lane. Tatum moves it out to the corner. Grant Williams now has it into the key. Moves it outside to Tatum once again. 4 in the shot clock. Tatum at the wing, defended by Herter. Step back 3 in the air by Tatum. It's up and airballs it out of bounds. Yeah, Celtics have been rolling here. This would be their 12th out of 14th victory that they've got. So they'd be 12-2 in the last 14 if they can pull this one off. Yeah, I'm shocked right now, man, that they flipped the switch like this. Specifically, it's been through their defense. They get the best inside defense in all the NBA. Look at Trey right there down the lane. He's not quitting, though. Trey Young, big burst of speed straight away. Such a tough young man. He went down early with an ankle sprain and came back into the game. Trey Young with the right hand, able to lay it up and in. It's an 8-point game. 4:15 left to go. Tatum, top scorer with 33. Trey up to 29. Tatum moves it out to Pritchard. Wide open 3. Takes one and missed off the back rim. Defensive rebound pulled down by Bogdanovic. On the break behind the defense. Hunter, one dribble, puts it up. Big block by Smart. And the Celtics come up with the ball. He didn't need to take that one dribble underneath the hoop by DeAndre Hunter, and that one dribble allowed Marcus Smart to have a step on him and be able to get the denial right at the rim. Tatum has it at the wing, 10 on the shot clock, moves it out across the court. Here's Grant Williams, fires away from 3, and he hits it. Largest lead tonight by the Celtics, 99-88, 3:40 left to play. Bogdanovic attacks down the lane, kick out to the corner. Hunter tried to save it, couldn't. Deflected, and the Celtics on the near side pick up the steal. Grant Williams going to slow it down. 3:30 left to go. Smart moves it outside to Tatum. Tatum's going to have the ball in his hands. He slows it down. This is the largest lead tonight by the Celtics. They were down by 17 at one point in the first half. Passing off to the corner. Grant Williams spots up, takes the 3, makes the 3 there by Grant Williams. Grant Williams has shown up here for the second half. Back-to-back triples there. Off the bench by number 12, up to 16. Time out on the floor by Atlanta. Celtics once down by 17, lead by 14. And the second half has been all Celtics. What's good, Malika? Welcome to the stream. Celtics are outgaining the Hawks 51-23 in the second half. That is crazy. Allowing 13 points in the third quarter, allowing 10 points with just over 3 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. That is something special there defensively. Celtics only missed one free throw. Points in the paint plus 10. 44-34 in favor of Boston as we head to the timeout. And 3-point shots, difference maker in this game. Boston made 11. Hawks made 6. And also, the Celtics came into halftime. They were +4 in the glass. Now they're +11. 45-34. Specifically, offensive rebounds, they're 10-3. I mean, the inside, they've got them. The outside, they've got them. And the Hawks had this game in the first half because of Celtics making mental mistakes. 10 turnovers. Guess what for Boston? 0 turnovers in the second half. They've played basically as perfect as a second half that I've seen in a long time. An incredible display of basketball here by Boston. 51-23 in the second half by the Celtics. They came in as 6.5-point favorites. And right now they are shattering that in the final 3 minutes, up by 14. Celtics with 3 timeouts left. Hawks with 2. The Hawks just got fouled off the putback. It's going to send Gallinari to the free throw line, shooting 2. And first one he missed. So that's now 3 straight missed free throws for Atlanta. So they started out 16 of 18 on free throws. Now they're 16 of 21. Yeah, crazy, man. The Brooklyn Nets might not even make it into the playoffs. Like, I think they're supposed to get Kevin Durant back soon, like possibly this week around, but is Ben Simmons going to play? Kyrie is still only available for road games. So, can they even dig themselves out of this hole? Because I saw upcoming schedule for them has been pretty tough. They don't have like any teams that's like cakewalks in that schedule. Yeah, incredible second half here, man. Great job adjusting, because if this was the team back in December and in January, they just get down upon themselves with the injury by Jaylen Brown, and they wouldn't be able to respond. And now you look at this team in February and March, and you knock them down, they get back up, and they keep on grinding it out, rolling with the punches no matter what happens, and they grind it out all the way to the end and reverse what was a 17-point deficit and go up by 14. It's incredible. I've covered some sad displays of Boston basketball. The Christmas game they blew to the Bucks. The game in early January, that might have been the tipping point. One awful game that they blew up a 26-point lead and lost against the Knicks in early January. That might have been the tipping point to the team that they started to play much better afterwards and get it together. And now in the second half, this is an incredible display of basketball that I'm seeing here. 0 turnovers in half number 2 by Boston. Except for right there, I just jinxed them. That's the first turnover of the second half. Tatum just gave it away. Leads to a 3. That's good by Bogdanovic. And they had hit the free throw before. So it's a 10-point game. Yeah, I heard that the Sixers are looking to see if they can sign DeAndre Jordan. What's good, Aying Powler? Welcome to the stream, man. 2:29 left to go. Boston just looking to close out this one. Shot selection's been a little off lately, because they were getting right to the rim in that entire third quarter. Inbound goes out to the backcourt to Smart. Smart on the court along with Pritchard in the final 2.5 minutes, along with Tatum, Rob Williams, and Grant Williams. Pritchard at the right wing perimeter, moves it on top to Tatum. Tatum lost control of the basketball. He has back-to-back turnovers. Not a good sign here for the Celtics. They had gone all the way through until 2.5 minutes left to go in this fourth quarter without turning it over. Missed shot by Trey. Defensive rebound pulled down by Robert Williams. Favorite player all time is Paul Pierce. Lob over the top. Rob Williams couldn't come down with it cleanly. Smart was looking for the alley-oop opportunity. Goes back to Gallinari. Minute 40 left to play. Hawks bringing up the court down by 10. Gallo attacks left hand down the lane and gets fouled by Rob Williams III. So clock will stop now with 1:42. Hawks down by 10. Yeah, Derek White was huge. Second half, White, Smart, Grant Williams, they all stepped up. Jason Tatum was phenomenal here. Tatum tonight, 33 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, carrying the Celtics. But off the bench, White with 18, Grant Williams with 16, and Marcus Smart with 16. That's something you don't see that often from Grant Williams, getting 16 points. Trae Young had 29, Bogdanovich had 22, but other than that, not much help. Every other player besides those two with single digits. And both of the free throws are good for Atlanta by Bogdanovich. 8-point lead, minute 30 left to play. Smart with the ball. Off of a double team. Gives it out to the corner to Pritchard. And the Celtics tonight are knocking down their free throws as well. Boston 15 for 16 at the free throw line. 5 in the shot clock. 1:20 left to go. Smart dribbles. Attacks. Right hand. Off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound with a putback opportunity. And they will count it. It is good. Robert Williams III. Putback will count. Count the foul. And he's going to go to the free throw line to shoot one for the Time Lord. Relentless. Robert Williams sets the tone for this team. Brings the energy down in the low post. So 8 points, 13 rebounds tonight for Rob Williams, along with 2 blocks. And he's going to head to the line to shoot one. 1:16 left to play. What a night tonight for Boston. Free throw is good. They are solid tonight at the free throw line. Only missing 1 free throw. 105-94. 16 of 17 tonight. So we're going to take the time out. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe, and appreciate all for joining in tonight. Oh, yeah, totally, man. Tatum's starting to become a playmaker, and I've seen it here. Robert Williams getting so much better on free throws since how he started. And, yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. The Celtics radio network that they have, Sean Grande, Cedric Maxwell, calling the game. Because I actually work in radio for my full-time job, so I put together, like, a lot of the sports highlight reels since the station I work for is Celtics affiliated type of station that I work for my day job. But yeah, Sean Grande coined out the best. He said keep on getting better every day, and that's exactly what's happening here for the Celtics, and they have just improved a ton. This is gonna be win number 12 out of 14. And the Hawks came into today around 10th in the East. Back from the timeout, Atlanta, quick bucket. Left-handed layup by Trae Young. So Trae tonight, he's up to 31. Tatum top scorer with 33. Grant Williams, 1:03 left to go. And Grant gets fouled. Yeah, I think this game would be much closer if John Collins had played. That's a big loss for them. First one's good at the line for Boston. I think the thing now with the Celtics is whether they can beat teams with stars on them. That's the thing, because they've gotten lucky winning against teams that they've lacked stars playing in those games. Because they had a winning right before the All-Star break. They beat Miami, but Miami was without some of their key players. Second shot good by Grant Williams. Here's a jumper around the rim missed by Trae. Battle for the rebound. And stepping out of bounds was Derek White. So it's going to stay Hawks ball with 52.5 seconds. Hawks will get the inbound. 52.5 left to go. Trae Young, the inbound passer underneath, gives it out to the baseline. Gallinari dribbles outside. It's been an incredible display of second-half basketball by the Celtics tonight. Gallinari forces up a three, missed off the back rim. Offensive rebound control by Hunter, though. Out to the corner, Trae, defended by White. Trae turns the corner, passes underneath. Gallinari dunks it home with 35 seconds. Celtics take it past midcourt. Tatum off to Grant Williams. Grant Williams is double-teamed. 25 seconds left to go. The Hawks will still let him keep on dribbling. Shot clock down to 10. 20 seconds remaining. The Hawks will not foul. The crowd gets on their feet, and the Boston Celtics, once down by 17 points, flip the script, and they are going to win by 9 tonight on their home court. 11.4 seconds remaining. The Hawks will have the final possession as the time runs out on Boston's possession, so the Hawks will have it. And Atlanta won't put up a shot, but what a game tonight by the Celtics to come from behind, trailing by 17. And this is something that you probably wouldn't see from the team around Christmas or the team in January, but this is the February-March version now of the Celtics. Overcoming adversity. Jaylen Brown, injured. First 3 minutes of the game, wishing him the best of luck, and hopefully able to get him back soon. Speedy recovery on the court, really do hope so, but man, this team just... It looked like they were defeated after he went down. First 3 minutes in the game, but they soared right back. They didn't turn over the basketball. For the first 22 minutes in the second half, the Celtics did not turn over the basketball. They played solid, flawless basketball basically for that entire second half tonight, and it showed. And they outscored Atlanta in the second half here, 56-33 in the second half in favor of Boston. An incredible second half by the Celtics. Jason Tatum finished with 33 off the bench. This is something special here. Grant Williams with 18 by Derek White off the bench. 39 total bench points for the Celtics. 16 in the starting five by Marcus Smart. Rob Williams finished with 9 points, 13 rebounds, 2 blocks. And getting solid contributions out of everybody tonight along the lineup, specifically second half. And then the Hawks, Trae Young carried. He had 31. Bogdanovich with 25. And then 12 by Gallinari tonight. As there was a huge gap. They had 2 players that went off. And then other than that, it was a big gap between the second and third player tonight in the scoring column for the Hawks. Thanks so much all for joining tonight. Appreciate all for joining in. If anybody would like to join the March Madness Bracket Challenge, feel free to do so. That link is pinned to the chat as well. And we'll be doing the Bracket Challenge group off of ESPN once again for the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. So that's in the chat pins. Before I do sign off, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Tomorrow I'm going to be off. Tomorrow I got a lacrosse game that I'm covering in person. I hope to be back next stream on Thursday night, though. I believe I'm going to cover Celtics against Grizzlies since Boston's on national TV once again. And they're going to face a superstar right now with John Morant, who has taken his game to a whole new level. And that should be a great game because Memphis is a really, really good team, especially inside. And that should be a great matchup there. Going to close out to the channel members before I do sign off tonight. All channel members get a shout out here. As we have Jason, Cindy, Rajip, Olded, Deuce, Brian, SG Sports Talk, Russell, D-Block, BP Greg, Oreo Pudding, Bino, Arohan, Mike, Mark, John, Jessica, Stephanie, Ahino, Josa, Elkian, GFR90, Woody, Warren, I Am Ghost, Pamela, Keith, Isaiah, Manon Hayes, Barco, Dave, Rides of Steel, and Kelly. Thanks all so much for joining in here. Celtics, big victory. Down by 17, they end up winning by 9, 107-98 the final at the TD Garden over the Atlanta Hawks. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night.